Evans' three-point shot.
It's a powering shot, baby.
Red Bulls takes it to the house.
The following is a production of the Rough Rider broadcast team, a presentation of Watlington and Shires Productions.
We got it! We win! They got it! They got it! They're calling it down. There's no way. No, they're calling it. It's game. They're not calling touchdown. They ref ran in and called it down at the 1 inch line. Oh my goodness gracious.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Off intro.
All right, everybody, welcome. Again, little do people know that we did an entire pregame show.
We did.
But the Brook Hill game was on.
All that you could see. Yeah. So we're fully warmed up.
Yes, we are. We're ready to go.
Unfortunately, the teams are just now taking the field. The Rough Riders are, and the fight song is in full flower. We are on the visitor side, so we'll be seeing a lot of backs tonight. But, that's the way things are working out so far. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the broadcast. We did talk just for a little bit today to Coach Meeks about what he wanted to do and accomplish tonight. And so we're going to wrap our entire pregame show into this one recording. This was Coach Meeks about 20 minutes ago. Coach, as you look at week 2, what's the main thing on your mind, your do list?
You know, I think two things. One, the way we executed offensively last week was really good. Avoided turnovers, which is always big, but we stayed ahead of the chains on first down, so we need to do that. Defensively this week, you know, we've spent a lot of time just on getting the right guys on the field, executing on the back end. We didn't play well in the secondary last week, and so that's going to be a big challenge to our kids for tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you go. Keys to the game. Ray Jones, keys to the game. What do you think, Mr. Shires? Sorry. Now what do you think?
I think we need to correct the issues on the back end. But still, I mean, I think Spring Hill will run the traditional veer. So we're going to see tonight, our front seven do their job like they did against Tatum.
Hope so. When we come back, it'll be time for the kickoff. Thank you for joining us here, albeit a little bit late, here from Spring Hill's Panther Stadium. We'll be right back.
At the four-way stop in center.
Gaddy's Medical Supply is your one-stop shop for all your medical supply needs.
Jack Allen, where's my ankle wrap stuff for my sore ankle?
Your ankle wrap or your Kinesio wrap?
The old guy wrap.
The ankle wrap. It's in the top bathroom drawer.
Okay, thanks.
If you are recovering from an illness or an injury, Gaddy's Medical Supply can offer you the support you'll need.
Jack Allen?
Yeah?
Where did I put the raised toilet seat?
Check behind the door.
Right.
From crutches to canes to chairs, Gaddy's Medical is there for you.
Behind which door?
The hall bathroom, Dad?
Okay.
Okay, take care of yourself or someone you love with Gaddy's Medical Supply.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you see in front of you, the coin toss is about to happen. And we are just minutes from kickoff. So here's what we're looking at. This sets the stage. Center is a number 15 team in the state. They're coming off of a record-setting number of points. We've never scored 80 in a game. Last year we scored 63 against this team. This Spring Hill team is the number 93 team in the state. They're on hard times right now. They are the last bottom-ranked team. I don't think we've ever played a bottom-ranked team. So they're an old district foe. Their band is very good. In fact, that's the big rivalries, the two bands. They really have some, pent-up feelings for each other. The biggest band versus one of the best bands, or at least that's the way they like to try to bill it in Spring Hill. So can we keep up our intensity, and will Spring Hill put up a fight in their home opener? That's what we're going to check as we get ready for the kickoff here on KDET 9:30 a.m. and online through all the online audio streamings. and on NetSN, NETSN. You just click on our ball game when you go to YouTube and click NetSN Live. All right. Sires, we ready for a break? We'll be right back. We'll hear from Shelby Savings Bank as we get ready for that first Shelby Savings Bank kickoff in 20 seconds.
And Rough Rider Athletics. Let's get it started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back. Getting ready for the kickoff. Now, unusually, it is left to right. And, you know, as you look at your radios or as you look at your broadcast screens, that's kind of different because we're on the visitor side. Right into the sun. The kick goes to the goal line, and Spring Hill is going to take it away to the 15, to the 20, finds a seam, breaks a tackle, gets to the 27-yard line, and that gives me a chance to say hello, Keaton.
Hello, Chris. How's it going?
Good. We have a great shot of one of our cameras where the sun is just right. It looks like a commercial where there should be, you know, country music playing. But, I mean, I don't think we could do much better. The sun will be down behind the stands here in just a little bit.
Luckily, when the game gets more entertaining, closer towards the end, the sun will not be a factor.
That's
At least every day in history up to this point has said that that's the
if
case.
it just keeps setting, we'll be good. Here's first down. Spring Hill quarterback wants to keep it but falls down. And I'm not sure. It's hard, again, with dirty windows to see exactly what happened. I think he may have dropped the ball and fell on it, but it's going to be a very little gain. Not what they wanted to do.
Not at all.
At all to start.
Especially, I didn't know this, but you said that Spring Hill is the bottom-ranked team
Yeah.
in the state. That's not the way you want to start off a game against a team that just scored 80.
Yeah. They just, nope, can't fall any farther. They're a traditional running team. Run the option. They come to the line. They have 10 seconds to snap it. They walk away. They look for something else.
That doesn't really help that much. Just a lot of noise in this.
Yeah, but it's a
stadium.
noisy place. Hand off to the first man through. It's the quarterback's decision. He hands it to the tailback, and he gets about 2 yards before he is stacked up in the interior of the line. Several Rough Riders get up off the pile. And one of them is number 67. Yeah.
That'd be 57.
Maybe it's 57, Brandon West, but he was just one of many involved with the tackle, bringing up third down and a fat 8 here for them.
And that's the thing about running the option is you've got to be really quick with that decision right there. And sometimes there's not even a decision to be made. The defense just swallows it up, and that's exactly what happened right there for the Center Rough Riders.
A little bit sluggish on their decision, and they were all over it. So the third down play, they give it to the first man through, and he finds a hole, and he pulls it through, powers ahead over the 35-yard line. And as you see, it lands just across the 35. A good gain. They needed 8. They got 7. It's going to be fourth down and a little bit more than a yard.
And you got to like this decision here by the Panthers. I mean, if you're the underdogs, you can't play scared.
Or at least try and draw us offside. One way or the other, we'll see what they decide to do. Toledo Automotive starting lineup. The quarterback for Spring Hill is Travis Allen. He's the one that makes it work. He's also a sophomore.
Wow.
And the handoff, the fake, Travis Allen keeps it. He hits the line. He pushes. But between him and his line, they pick up a big fourth down on their first drive.
You know, that's the way you want to start the game, though, Chris. If you're if you're the Spring Hill Panthers, I mean, they know that the Rough Riders are a team that can score fast and can score efficiently. So you got to grind the clock while you can. You got to try to tire that defense out as much as you can do so. And so it's a great way to start it.
And hopefully we're one first down from the sun completely setting.
Hopefully so.
Ball on the 39-yard line. That was first down for Spring Hill. They usually wait till about 10 seconds before snap time, then look to the sideline to get some clarification, moving right to left for those of you on the radio. Down to 2 seconds. Will they snap it? And they don't. I don't know if that's a timeout or a penalty, but it's a penalty. They just didn't get around to making it happen, and so it's going to be a delay of game call for Spring Hill. That's a shame.
And that, I mean, well, it's a shame for Spring Hill.
Right.
But, you know, just momentum killers like that, stuff that you have to stay away from if you're going to be a competitive team in the future. But, again, this is only week 2. Would you say that in week 2 you're going to look a lot different than week 9?
By the time you get around to the district games, you hope so. You hope you improve. 1st and 15, though. Number 4 in motion. A fake. They're going to throw it on 1st down and long. The man is number 2, but it's intercepted by the Rough Riders to the 45, to the 50. That's number 7. That's number 4. Cash Cross, I do believe, that made the interception. He said, I want to play quarterback, so I'm going to intercept the ball and run it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. The Rough Riders will begin not too far from their own red zone, as I think the ball is going to be placed at the 32-yard line. How about that for a big defensive opener?
Just a great defensive play. It almost looked like the quarterback was throwing it to number 4. Yeah. And it almost looked like number 4 said, I'm tired of being the cornerback. I want to be the quarterback.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But here's the deal. Cash is playing back there, as he's also our starting quarterback. Obviously, ideally, you want him to play limited downs.
Yeah, well, he did a great job of limiting his downs right there. He said, you know what, I can only play so many defensive snaps. I want to play defense by the end of the game. Let's just end the drive here.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, send me in. I'm ready to intercept. Ball is on the 32-yard line, and we are just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the ball game. Rough Riders, for those of you on the radio, in their away white and purple pants with purple jerseys. First snap. Cash looking to his left, finds his receiver on a curl pattern, breaks the tackle at the 20. He gets to the 10, the 5, and on the first play, that's a touchdown.
Man.
I mean, he broke 3 tackles.
And look, the Rough Riders are already up.
Yeah, that's true. If we don't get ready for the extra point, we will miss it. That happens a lot. You never really know if they're going to kick it or run the 2.
Yeah, there's just not much you can say about that play other than it went exactly as we planned it to.
And nothing particularly spectacular.
Yeah, that's the way that you want your playbook to be as the extra point goes through, right into the hands of a young center kid. I mean, you want your playbook to be where if you just execute it exactly as it's drawn up, it does great things for you, and that's exactly what happened right there. Great play by the Rough Riders.
It was. 9:42 to go, 7-0. We'll be back with more Rough Rider football after this.
You know that Ace Hardware of East Texas is all the hardware you need, but there's a lot of other things they have too. Fun things for your camping trips. Fun things to wear when you go outside. For the 4th of July barbecue, to the housewarming in the fall, to your Christmas shopping and clothes for all year long, it's Ace Hardware, the helpful place of East Texas.
Hello, everybody. Rough Riders took 8 seconds. An interception and then 8 seconds. And it was just a 12-yard curl. And to number 10, Caleb Mosley, the junior, turned around. The guy missed his tackle. He broke another tackle and
it's not very often that a drive takes 1 second longer than the amount of points that you get.
True. A good kick. They let it go into the end zone, and no time will pass as they will take the ball with no action. If you were here for the pregame show, we had a network issue. There was not really anything we could do, Mr. Shire.
For once, it was not on our end.
Yeah.
I don't think. But we're here now for the game. So
if you were clicking on the Rough Rider helmet and going to the Brook Hill game, that's the way it is in the Twilight Zone. But we got it fixed in time for the kickoff.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Morris, for pointing that out. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it might have been all night long. Yeah. We would have been sitting here jabbering about nothing.
Yeah, it's good to have the Admiral on deck.
Yes.
Second possession for Spring Hill. A pitch back to the second man around the side. Rough Riders string it out pretty well. It's going to be a gain, though, of almost 5. That's the way, bring you in, Counselor, on this. That's the way football's supposed to look from the option, right?
That's right. You want to get at least 4 yards.
And exactly
or at least three plus will get you there.
Quarterback's keying most likely on the left defensive end to see what he commits to. And this time he went in, so the pitch went wide. 2nd down and 6. And same look this time. The quarterback keeps it, and he is taken down immediately.
That wasn't just a takedown. That was a vicious animal-like bear hug
Yeah.
by the Rough Riders.
That looks like rodeo. That's Jackson Parker, one of our starters. That's brought to you by Toledo Automotive. Keep it started with Toledo Automotive. The starting lineup for the Rough Riders and Toledo Automotive.
And Jackson Parker just flew through the line right there. It was almost like there wasn't somebody even standing in his way.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was.
Viciously good play by the Rough Riders.
Loss of 2, 3rd down and 8. And the snap. Quarterback waits and then takes off running around the right-hand side, finds his way around the line, gets across the 30. He had to get to the 35. He's going to be short. If you're just joining us, Spring Hill got the ball first, had a 4th down and 1, and elected to go for it. But this time, since he went out of bounds, a full 3 yards short, they're lining up for what looks like to be a punt.
You know, but if I was the Spring Hill head coach, I would consider going for it anyway. I mean, the Rough Riders showed that they can score in one play if necessary.
Snap it to number 21 and see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see if this will be the first time we've seen our punt return.
That's true.
Second.
Yeah, that's true.
Second.
There was one punt last week. We still hadn't punted yet. We hadn't seen our punter. Pretty good punt. We'll see where it went out of bounds, though. At the 41-yard line, there was no return. He punted to the right, away from the Rough Rider. If you're listening on the radio, Spring Hill is in their home royal blue and white jerseys with white pants, white helmet. They are the Spring Hill Panthers. The stadium's been around since 1981, but it's a pretty one right here in the Longview suburb of Spring Hill.
And, you know, you can kind of tell that it's been around since 1981. It's kind of got that rustic feeling to it, you know? Like
I think
popcorn ceilings in here.
Right. I think it looks like what rap sounds like. It's an 80s thing.
What, rap?
Yeah. Cash Cross takes the ball, hands it to his tailback. Tailback bounces outside. He has the 1st down. He turns inside, gets another extra 5 yards. That is Caden Dixon, one of the more amazing athletes in the state, coming off of a 250-yard game last week. That's good for 15 and another Ray Jones 1st down.
And, you know, if this stadium is what rap sounds like, that's what a #1 hit on the chart sounds like.
I heard that.
It's an amazing
Fake
play.
to Dixon, pass to the left, dropped this time by Caleb Mosley, the one who caught the touchdown.
And you can't blame the
No,
quarterback.
that was Wilburn, wasn't it?
It's number 10 on the on my.
I think that's Wilburn out there, isn't it?
Wilburn is 20, but at least it is on this.
I think that's Lance Wilburn over on the left. I think it was Lance that caught the touchdown.
And then here comes another one to Dixon. He's not even touched as he goes between the left guard and the left tackle. He is ridden down by number 18, who saves the touchdown after another huge gain, more than 20. That's Carson Tidwell, the senior, who rides him down. They are right next to the State Farm red zone, ball on the 23-yard line. 2 runs for Dixon and 2 Ray Jones 1st downs. Another snap, another handoff to Dixon. This time he goes to the left. He's got some problems in the backfield, and this time he doesn't get around. Number 77, Otujor.
And, you know, not every album can have every song.
Not even Taylor Swift.
Not even Taylor Swift, every one of her songs charts. But so far, Caden Dixon, that's the only run that hasn't been amazing.
2nd down and 9, high snap, handoff to Dixon right through the middle. Big hole, and he dances through, gets to the 10-yard line. That's going to be enough for another Ray Jones 1st down.
It's like he heard us say that almost, you know.
And he did put out, I mean, if you're going to get close to the 10, go ahead and fall down before the 10. So it's 1st and 10 from the 11. Another snap, handoff to Dixon, same spot, right over the middle, right over his center. He is tripped up by number 18. He's so far the nemesis. Carson Tidwell has stopped 2 touchdowns, but it's good for a gain of 5. Ball somewhere between the 4 and 5. 2nd down and goal. This time, Cash fakes it to him, holds it, and then takes it away out of his gut and runs to the left untouched for another Rough Rider touchdown. Mark it at the 6:44 mark.
And that's exactly how you set it up. You just keep handing it off until you as the quarterback hold it. It's like a changeup, you know. You've got the fastball right down the zone. And then every now and then you just give them a pitch that just they don't see coming, and that right there, Spring Hill defense did not see coming.
Keaton, you are exactly right. That is
Thank you.
what just happened.
Except it wasn't baseball.
Extra point. Boy, he kicked a bunch of them last week. He was perfect. He continues the streak as the Rough Riders go up 14-0 with half the first quarter gone. We'll be right back with more after this.
Automotive Collision Specialist has proudly served you since 1985. The Jefferson family is proud to support high school football and all students that participate in each game. Keith reminds you that if you're in an accident, you have the right to have your automobile repaired at the shop you choose. The Automotive Collision Crew is iCar certified, and they're your source for auto body repairs. Quality, service, and trust is what they build their reputation on. One satisfied customer at a time. Automotive Collision Specialist, proud to support all area schools and students.
Steve Tinkle at Center Tire Company knows time is money, and that's why when you pull into Center Tire Company, it's like a NASCAR pit stop. You tell them what you want, and they're on it fast. Whether you need a set of new tires for your car or truck, a flat fix, or just a tire rotation, you won't have to wait long at Center Tire Company. Folks you trust. If it has tires, either they've got it or they can get it at Center Tire Company, 880 Hurst Street in Center.
Everybody, welcome back. 14-0. Here's the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff again. Another deep kickoff to the 5, and they're going to return it, Chris Wallington.
To the 15, to the 20. That's number 12, to the 20, to the 22. That's a pretty gutsy decision to take it. But new rules, if he had caught that on the 5 and knelt, they'd have spotted it at the 25, right?
Yes.
So the decision ended up costing the team about 3 yards. They will be 1st and 10 from the 22 for the 3rd consecutive possession. We don't have cans. We have bottles of Dr. Pepper. We can't pop them. We can unscrew them. So should have already done that. Didn't really hurt.
It looks like it's working out just fine right now. For being
may not
completely
need
honest.
Dr. Pepper, but that is a delicious beverage. The quarterback, Travis Allen, the sophomore, directs traffic, puts it in the gut of the first man through, the fullback. He hits the hole and drives forward.
So far, Spring Hill, just about every one of their plays has been about that 4 to 5 yard mark. They just
they stopped the clock. I'm not sure why they stopped the clock up there.
They just now have gotten it started. So
Yeah.
they got basically 7 free yards. 2nd down and 3. Ball's on the 39. Sun has fallen. We can see now. I think the picture's better. Here we go. There's the snap. There's the fake. Quarterback keeps it, gets across the 30, but he is drilled by a Rough Rider. That is single digit. His jersey's up, so I can't really see. I think that's number 2 or 3. I think that's number 3.
Is it going to be how close to a first down? So we're about a yard.
About a yard away, and it's because of the play made by Timothy Johnson. I'm going to have to say that that's who that is. One more step and it had been a first down. 3rd down and 1. Ball on the 31. Got to get just across the 32. Here's the snap. There is, he keeps it, pulls it in, makes the throw right across the middle. It's good. It's to the 30. It's to the 20. He's tackled at the last minute on the 12-yard line, but that's perfectly done. He put it in the gut of the fullback and kept it there until he was sure he had a person he could throw to, and it was just one-on-one coverage, and Spring Hill beat it was a perfectly done route.
You got it. And this kid's a sophomore, young. He dropped back. He made the throw. Now, he had an interception earlier, but now we can see that he can do it. So I guess going to be the important thing is going to see if he can consistently do this for the rest of the game, because if that's something that he can pull off, then this game is going to be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what really is interesting? It's how loud the Center High School band is.
Yeah.
And I could go more into detail about how intentional that is as well.
Trying to make it hard for them to hear the count. And the quarterback, last second, pitches it off to number 8 to the right. He gets around the corner, breaks a tackle to the 2, and he's in.
But there is a flag on the 16-yard line.
Our first what a penalty, and if it's against Spring Hill, it's the kind of thing that happens to teams that are in a slump right now. That was a beautifully designed. They did good on the play, Mr. Shine.
Yeah, they're talking to Spring Hill about it, so. Oh, it's an illegal shift, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
So a pass that worked and a run that worked. We talked to Coach Meeks before the game about his defensive goals.
On the defensive side of the ball, what you looking at?
Defensively, we want to see better execution on the back end. Our secondary needs to play a little better tonight. With the same execution we had with our defensive linemen and linebackers, if we can get all them meshed together, then I like our odds.
So, Mr. Shires, we've already had one miscue in the secondary. Now for the 1st and 15 after they had to call the touchdown back. The quarterback keeps it, wanted to pitch it, but he was wrapped up before he could do it.
And see, again, we're seeing this same kind of thing. If you're going to do the fake handoff, you've got to, or the option, you've got to get it done quickly. And either the offensive line for Spring Hill let our defense get by or our defense got by. But either way, they just wrapped him up before that play could fully develop.
Jamarian Smith, the Rough Rider, in on the tackle. And so what was a touchdown is now 2nd down and, well, very long. They can get a 1st down at about the 2. So in the red zone, the State Farm red zone for the first time. Looking to his left, quick throw, completion to the sideline. And they pick up some of it. It's going to be about a 10-yard gain, which gets them close to the original line of scrimmage, bringing up 2nd down and about 3rd down and about 9 from the 10.
Hey, Chris, can you ask them to stop throwing on that side of the field? I'm having trouble picking that up with our camera.
Yeah, but don't go to the left. We can't film over there.
I'm sure they heard that.
They're listening.
Yeah.
Big 3rd down. 10 yards from the end zone, 9 yards from the 1st down marker. Good ball handling by the quarterback. I was totally watching him. He had already handed off right up the middle. Big gain, not enough for the 1st down. So it's decision time for Spring Hill. Down 14-0 as the first quarter ticks down. 3:27 to go. 4th down and 1. Ball is on the 3. It's a probable, field goal, but I'm not sure how good that does you.
And that's the thing you kind of have to weigh is you're already down 14. It's not even the 2nd quarter. So this is a really big play for Spring Hill. This is their first chance here, but you never know if it's going to be their last chance. So you punch it in while you can.
Needing to get about 4 feet. Quarterback takes it, hands it off right up the middle. They hit the line. They drive forward, and it's going to be close. Shires, this is when I wish you were down on the sideline.
Yep.
He didn't get into the end zone, but it's close for a 1st down. It looks like
they're going to call it. Looks like they're going to call it 1st.
Yeah. Okay. That's a big 1st down if you're the Spring Hill Panthers.
Exactly, because now you've got 4 chances to take it, 5 feet? So you just need to average 1.5 feet on each play, and you'll be able to get it in there.
I can't really even tell exactly where the ball's placed or where the marker is because of the weird angle, but you're right. They have already scored once. Penalty took it away from them, but they didn't fold.
Yeah, you got to admire this drive so far. Even with the penalties and the momentum killer, they're still on the doorstep.
Quarterback, man in motion. Quarterback takes it, hands it off at the last possible second. Kept it in his gut, finally let it go. And the tailback's going to gain just a few inches, make it a little bit closer. In fact, I don't think there is a human foot width between where the ball is and the end zone.
So that play is on schedule for this set of downs. They just need to take 2 feet per play, put it in there. They're doing it so far.
2nd down and literally inches for Spring Hill, down 14-0, late 1st quarter. Typical motion. The quarterback hands it off, or did he keep it? Either way, both of them scored. So the first man through is going to do the damage. And well done for Spring Hill. Now, if you're center, I would think, Mr. Shires, your defensive coaches are not at all happy.
No, not on this drive.
Not at all.
Gave up the big pass play that set it up, and then lost the battle of attrition on the run game. The extra point is up, and it's perfect. So, with a minute 45 to go in the first quarter, Spring Hill strikes back. It's 14-7. The Rough Riders will get the ball when we come back from Spring Hill.
Mangum Funeral Home provides funeral, burial, and cremation services for the East Texas area. The new owners, Tony and Tracy Willoughby, as well as the licensed professional staff, are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 936-598-3341 or stop by for a visit at 420 St. Augustine Street in Center. Mangum Funeral Home prides themselves on providing prompt, compassionate service during life's most difficult times.
So, Billy Don, tell us about Brookshire Brothers.
Well, they got just about everything. Got good produce section, a fine meat market, and oh, that chicken. Winner, chicken dinner. And the pharmacist is great, and the people there make it worthwhile. They always got specials if you pay attention. And that manager, he's a nice fella. And the thing is, you can shop at Brookshire's day or night. a lot more than that after daylight savings.
Brookshire Brothers Center.
Here we go. The kickoff to the Rough Riders. They drop it, they pick it up, and he is nailed just in the corner of the camera. It took the returner a while to get the ball in his hands, and Spring Hill was not slow to the ball. Yeah, that's number 2 or number 3 whose jersey is botched up, so it's really hard for me to see the number. But I think that is Jermaine Hunter, who had a touchdown on a kickoff last week. That one didn't work so well, and the Rough Riders find themselves starting inside their own 20. $1:40 to go in the first quarter. And there's the handoff to Dixon. A wide open hole. He's not touched until he gets the first down. Oh, and he weaves around, and now I don't think anyone can catch him. He's to the 40, he's to the 30, he's to the 20, and he made that without really anyone touching it. He, instead of plowing over people, he danced and pranced and made an 83-yard touchdown run, which took a little bit longer than the first touchdown.
I'm not going to lie to you. That's what a number 1 hit sounds like on the charts right there.
That's what a Division I running back looks like.
That is also probably true.
But it's a pretty good performance from that offensive line because he was to the first down marker before anyone.
Oh, our offensive line. This is the best line we've had in a while, in several years.
And that's spoken from an offensive lineman. We got 20. The kick is up. And just like that, we have 21. So a lot of kickoffs.
And all 3 of those extra points caught by number 7 over there. He's doing high steps right now.
Yeah, he's about 11 years old. He's 3 for 3. All right, it's another score. We'll be back to Spring Hill after this.
You know, I'm hungry. What is there to eat around these parts?
Well, this is Texas, so you're probably going to want some barbecue.
Barbecue, you say?
Yes, and the very best you can get's at Yard Birds. You just pull on up to the drive-thru window. When you get there, you tell them what you want. They got good stuff.
Do you think that would be good with some scones and a spot of tea?
No, you better leave that in your purse. Get you a beer or a soda pop.
I see, equal housing lender. All right, there's the kickoff, left to right, if you're listening and watching your radio. This time, Spring Hill wises up. They fair catch on about the 3-yard line, and we will put the ball at the 25. Thank you, Sandy Cox, State Farm. Sandy's been a friend of the Rough Riders for a long time, but not just the Rough Riders, all county teams. She's a sponsor of all 3 broadcasts covering this county, and we appreciate that. You know where she is, on Tennehaw Highway, close to the library. So she's neighbors to the Fannie Brown Library. And she's dependable, and she has been dependable for a long time. I guess that's what dependable is all about. State Farm and Sandy Cox brings you Rough Rider football. Well, Spring Hill had to work for it, but they went down and answered. It was 14-0. They scored. They had to get called back to a penalty. 4 plays later, they scored again, 14-7. Rough Riders have a bad kickoff return and an 83-yard touchdown run, 21-7, late first quarter. Hand off again right up the middle. This time they get through it. It's all the way good for a first down. The secondary has to make the tackle for the first time really tonight. The fullback gets through the interior.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it has something to do with there always being some kind of trickery in the backfield. Spring Hill playing with who's going to get the ball. That time.
Well, no, that was just well blocked by the interior of the offensive line. The center and the 2 guards got that blocked up. It was probably a trap play, and it just went for a bunch of yards.
And so, another quick pass this time to the outside to the right, caught at about the 48. Gets across the 50, knocked out of bounds, but that's close to another Spring Hill first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs. Yep, they're moving the chains.
And, Chris, plays like that are all about timing. You know, if you're the quarterback and the receiver, you need to be on the exact same page. You need to be cutting your out route.
As he's throwing it.
As the ball is already leaving his hand. And that one was very well executed. And that's the first down for the Spring Hill Panthers.
So here we go. Spring Hill having some life here. They're not scared. The quarterback fakes it across the middle, pulls it out of the fullback, keeps the ball, goes for about 3.5 yards. They started at the 48. They're just shy of the 45.
Good tackle by number 8 for the Rough Riders. Who was that?
That would be DeBraylon Moore. Number 8. He is a He's a senior.
Because we're going to have a timeout called.
Really? With 4 seconds to go into the first quarter. Well, here's what's neat about that. That gives me a chance to give you. Oh no, the first quarter.
Go ahead. I apologize to our fans. I'm trying to keep the scoreboard accurate with their scoreboard, but they do weird things with it. They stop it when they're not supposed to, and it runs when it's not supposed to. So I look up, and there's like my clock showing 37 seconds, and it's showing 40-something, and they're running at the same time. So I just don't know.
It's okay. Batters Law Firm, though, presents the first quarter scoreboard from last night. Beckville downs Joaquin 60-28. Right now, in the game that Larry Pierce is covering on 92.5, Tenaha ahead of San Augustine 28-7. Shelbyville Dragons leading the Hemp Hill Hornets at halftime. That game kicked off at 7 o'clock. And Simpson Bears playing up to 3A, leading Jefferson 22-14 in the second quarter. Garrison Bulldogs ahead of ARP 14-7 as well. So that's your county scores. We'll try to do some from 4A the next time, but that's Batters Law Firm. And remember, if your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Batters Law Firm is proud to be a third-generation law firm serving the injured people of East Texas since 1964. Batters has settled thousands of cases and paid out over $25 million to clients from settlements in the past 2 years. Visit one of their locations for your free, no-appointment consultation and let the Batters team implement their proven approach that incorporates treatment and recovery while maximizing settlements and payouts. Batters Law Firm, serving you in Nacogdoches, Lufkin Center, and Houston. Remember, when it matters, call Batters. 833-BATTERS. 833-BADDERS.
All right, folks, welcome back. You just saw a kind of a mid-range throw about 5 or 6 yards out into the – this is kind of an out route, and it was incomplete, so it's just going to set up third down and about 7.
Center defense stifling in the first 2 possessions, and the third one gave up a pass and then softened up on the run. Here's a chance for them to get the ball back for the offense. Third down and 7. Spring Hill has to get to the 39-yard line. They're already crossed the 50. The motion, the fake, the pitch back hits the ground. The Rough Riders are all over it. They pick up the fumble on the run. 21 runs down from behind and I think may have gotten the ball back.
Wow.
Okay, so let me talk you through that, radio people. They couldn't see it. A bad toss. The Rough Riders pick it up. They advance the ball 30 yards to the 30-yard line, and then when he's tackled from behind our ball carrier, the person who is carrying the fumble is caught from behind by Julius Hawkins and causes a fumble, but ruled down. So the Rough Riders keep possession, ball on the 28. That was a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, you ever heard the joke about defensive players or just offensive players who can't hold on to the ball?
Well, that was just proven. That was just proven. But the Rough Riders get the first turnover of the game, or second turnover of the game. Interception on the first possession as well. The snap, and Cash Cross turns, looks left, turns around, tosses the ball right.
That was well defensed.
Very.
It looked like kind of a screen pass or a throwback pass for sure, but the outside linebacker was right there to he allowed it. I mean, we made the catch, but we lost about a half yard.
And that was to the tight end, number 13.
Towards the end of the play there, number 31 for Spring Hill took out his player and the Rough Rider player as well.
Cross under some pressure. He gets away from it. He runs forward. He throws the ball into the end zone, but it's way short. He just really underthrew. I think that's Lance Wilburn. I think you're right. He may have changed jerseys. He's wearing number 10 tonight, but he was good for a touchdown the first time. This time it was intercepted.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pass there. Cash should have just tucked the ball and got some yards, I think. But that was well underthrown. I don't think Wilburn was going to run out of real estate before he we got a penalty on the play?
There is. There's quite a penalty that may change the look of this. We'll see.
No, I think it's post position. I think it's going to decline. Okay.
Okay, so they swap turnovers, and that's kind of hard to explain because Lance was 2 caches left with some room to run. Throw it to the left, that's probably a touchdown.
Every now and then, I mean, every athlete knows, everybody knows in every aspect. Sometimes you just miscue. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to. I play a lot of golf. It rarely goes the way I want it to.
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll just chalk it up to the 8-iron, just kind of getting the wrong side of the ball on that one.
I would hate to have a post-game interview after any of my rounds when they ask you on the 7th hole, why did you hit it to the left?
I don't know.
I didn't mean to. First down on the 20. And but handoff right to the middle is good. He gets through the line. He gets to the 30, to the 40, to the 47-yard line, and nobody touched him till the secondary managed to run from behind and drag him down by the shoulder pads. But that was a quick hitter that found the hole.
Yeah, it looks like the entire Rough Rider defense is playing golf right now. Just hard to explain how you let somebody burn you down the middle like that. And of course, Spring Hill ball carrier was very, very quick. He was able to evade the big guys up front and barely got caught by the guys in the back.
I think a little bit of credit would go to number 61. That's Brady Johnson, the center, who just had it blocked up. I had the hole, and it was hit well. So big gain for Spring Hill after the interception. Ball on the 48-yard line. Number 10 in motion this time. They pitch it to him. He goes around the left. He gets around the left across midfield to the 45, breaks a tackle to the 40, gets the first down, and Spring Hill's moving. Shires, this is not in the game plan. This not in the game plan for them to be moving.
No, they're running the football. This is kind of what we were concerned about against Tatum.
Well, a little bit of excitement there across the way, and it's you can see the crowd on the home side over there from Spring Hill. It's a pretty good crowd. This is a program that's fallen on hard times, but they have a big group, and they're excited right now. Moving the ball. There's the snap. There's the pitch to the right. Coming around the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Another tackle. Gets to the 30. And then 4 Rough Riders end up contributing on the tackle. The first one to get there, number 3, that's Jermaine Hunter. But, boy, you could just give that credit to the whole team in the secondary, but broke 2 tackles and got a good
I know.
game.
Well, the problem is we recognized it. We had it defensed up. We had 2 guys that couldn't bring the runner down. It could have been a loss of a couple yards. But that's something they'll get as they get more seasoned and get more used to it. They'll be able to get that done.
Trying to get the speed of the game. Some of these guys never even played last year on the varsity. They have 1 game of experience. Second down and 3. Man in motion. Hand off to the middle. Number 21, the first man through. Hits the line and gets close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it, but he needed 3, and I think he got about that.
Hasn't that been the story so far about the Rough Rider defense? Is it looks like we have the play balled up, and then out of nowhere a play happens?
Yeah. Several times that has happened, yes.
Yeah, that needs to be something that if we're going to be successful deep in the playoffs or even in the playoffs, that we bottle those plays up when we see them.
Yeah, you got to make those plays. Man, Spring Hill's got a lot of folks turned out. Look at that. Yeah. Their stands are full. Yeah. And we got a nice turnout here for center as well. So
and they all folks out. No one was here 20 minutes before game time. Everybody showed up at the same time.
Too hot.
Too hot. So here they go. First down, close to the State Farm red zone, looking. Running to his right. Quarterback looks, throws a pass, throws away. Smart choice. And they'll live again on second down and 10 from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes it's best when you're rolling out like that to just throw the ball to your favorite blade of grass. Just no point in trying to make a play where there isn't one. Really poised decision there by number 7.
And when you're rolling out, you have the luxury of looking at it. I mean, when you're in the pocket, you never really know. Your time is limited. But when you're rolling out, you usually can make a better decision.
But a lot of times, though, when you're rolling out, that's when some of the craziest mistakes happen as well, is once that play gets all busted up. So, again, really good job for the quarterback to just cut his losses right there.
Here's the snap on second down. Pitch to number 8 around the left-hand side. He breaks a tackle. 2 tackles. Poor tackles. Gets across the 15 down to the 10. The first tackler was going low and just missed. The second tackler went over the back without really slowing him down. So, again, structure-wise, play-wise, design-wise, they had it. They just athletically didn't make the tackle.
Got to make the tackle.
Yeah. Just let the play slip, and we're starting to – defense isn't looking like a bowl anymore. It's looking like one of those things you put rice in and let the water fall out. We need to porcelain up, you know what I mean?
Porcelain up, first down and goal just across the 10 in the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. Man in motion. Quarterback keeps it.
Oh, nice play by 21. Oh. Who's 21?
Number 20.
Sorry, I don't have my.
He's the stud. That's who he was right there. That's Cody Atkinson, the sophomore linebacker. Made that play, and that's a pretty Well, I thought it was a bigger loss, only a loss of 1.
I think it's fair to say he broke the porcelain on that one.
Yeah.
Shattered that one.
Take it back, loss of 3, as it's now 2nd and goal from the 12. Just under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Rough Riders, radio folks, 21-7. If you can't see the scoreboard here on the live stream, a 2-touchdown lead, but Spring Hill is threatening. They hand it off to 21 again.
Nice.
The first man through hits a hole, but he's tackled from behind by one of the defensive linemen by the ankle still. He gets back close to originally where they were, so it'll be 3rd down and goal from around the 7 or 8. Again, that ball carrier who's done well is Julius Hawkins. He's racking up some yards.
It's good to see the defense standing up and preventing them from moving any further this far into the red zone. That's that kind of steel curtain. You kind of need to have that if you're going to be a successful defense. And
you almost have to throw it here, though, guys, if you're Spring Hill.
We'll see. They're on 3rd down and deep into Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. 7.5 yards from the end zone. They do throw it to the right. Oh, and it's really a pretty good throw. And I think his receiver, number 8, lost it. And it went by him, and then he tried to catch it. So I think the play was made by a Rough Rider defender who was just in the way, in the field of vision.
Wonder now if you don't kick a field goal. You try it out. I mean, this is a non-district game. You get your field goal kicker a try.
That's true. It would be about 5 yards longer than an extra point. And, boy, the extra point looked like it could have gone from way back.
But it don't look like they're going to. It looks like they're going for it.
With 7 minutes to go. 4th down and goal on the 7. And they fake the pitch. Quarterback keeps it rolling left, looking for someone to throw to. Throws against
it's out of bounds.
His grain. He gets caught.
He was out of bounds.
It looks like he was thrown a little bit too late. No, they rule it. There's 1 foot got in. So Spring Hill, 2 scores in the first half. Wow.
Look here from Larry Pierce on that.
Come on, ref.
I think he was out of bounds. But that's all right. It's a hometown call.
It was a long way across there. I really couldn't see. I just can't imagine how he stayed in bounds. Quarterback kept the patience, and a receiver made a good play, and it was good coverage. It was all thrown the only place it could be thrown, and just like that, the Spring Hill Panthers have 2 touchdowns trying to go up to make 14 here in the mid-second quarter. Kick is up. Kick is perfect. It's 21-14 here in Panther Stadium as the Panthers are putting up a fight to the number 15 ranked Rough Riders. We'll be back with more of the second quarter after this.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Here's another Shelby Savings kickoff. We'll see what happens here with the Rough Riders. It's going to be a warm burner. We're going to field it at about the 17. Or I'm sure that the 17 we're going to get out. Oh, we're still on our feet up to the 40. Still on our feet. Still going. Still bouncing. We're going to
harmlessly incomplete on the 15-yard line. But Chris, really good throw right there if it's connected. You think so?
A little more air. Maybe a little more air under it to give that receiver time to go. But oh my gosh, that was well done. Looks like we're gonna have a quick timeout on the field. Nope, we're gonna have a player gonna make it off. So Riders are gonna tee it up, 2nd down and 10. Man, that was a beautiful pass play. And all he had to do was catch it, and he would have just scampered into the end zone.
Yeah. 2nd down now. Rough Riders hand it off to Dixon as he pushes the guy aside. He runs. He is still pushing forward, and he is tackled down around the 44.5-yard line right there. What do you think about that play, Chris?
It's just him. He's really the real deal, isn't he? He took on 1, 2, 3, then 4 folks and pushed them like a huge tackling dummy.
He got a face mask, and it still went forward, didn't it?
And that's going to make it 3rd down now after the no face mask call, as it is snapped to Cash Cross, and he's going to go hold on to the ball as he evades defenders, going over to the left-hand side, and he's going to be pushed out about 3 yards short, maybe 2 yards short of the 1st down on the 42-yard line. It's 4th down now. What do you do in this situation?
We're going for it. There's any doubt about that.
So
if it was a big game against a big defense, maybe not, but yeah. Here we go.
And they're correct about that right there, as it is snapped on 4th down and handed to Dixon, who easily makes a pass. He's still going.
And he's going to be gone. Oh, my goodness. I thought he was going to fight and struggle, Keaton, for the 1st down, for the Ray Jones 1st down, and I forget that.
He was fighting and struggling for the first down. The other 40 yards, he didn't really have to fight and struggle that much for, as it is a touchdown for the Rough Riders now, as we will do every time what we do, decide if we're going to go for 2 or if we're going to go for the field goal.
Well, there's a flag on the play. Hold on a second.
What a penalty on about the 10. It was down towards the end of that run.
It looks like, if it's a blocking penalty on the Riders, that's terrible. Oh, we're going unsportsmanlike.
Did he celebrate a little bit?
He did. Does that take the score away?
Yes.
No, really?
I believe it does now. I believe that takes the score off the board. Wow. That changed, I don't know,
that's
5
huge.
or 6 years ago.
That's huge. It used to be kind of, it was a penalty, but they marked it off on the kickoff. But that means go back and do it again. You've got to behave.
Wow. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, I think he kind of high stepped it going in.
So ball on the 25. Hopefully, lesson learned. That's the second score taken off the board. The first one was Spring Hills.
It's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Rough Riders after the taken away touchdown. As Caden Dixon goes over to the right-hand side, he's bobbing and weaving and taken down on the 17-yard line there. That is a 6-7 yard run right there for Caden Dixon.
Yep, he got a good first down run. It'll be second down and short as they cross over into the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. It's one of the first times it's the first time they've been there tonight. They've been going over it to this point.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 3 as it's handed off again to Caden Dixon, who tests the right-hand side. He takes it all the way over to the side of the field before he cuts back and is taken down on the 6-yard line. We'll call it 1st and goal with about 6 yards to go for the second score of this drive.
Since I've been here, I've seen about 3 special runners. KJ, Garrett, Red,
and this guy.
Well, no, and I think Corey was one the tractor.
He was.
He turned into one,
but this guy's special too. And
what I was going to say, I want you to think back to some of the ones that you've seen.
Has there ever been anybody better? I don't know. First down play, he was stopped. The second down play, cross goes to the end zone.
We call that pitch and catch, is what that is.
What that was. Is that number 18? Yeah. Oh,
they said 16, but I think it's 18.
That's number 18, Lance Wilburn. That's Lance Wilburn, number 18. Okay. That's Lance's first touchdown.
Notice how Lance didn't really celebrate that much. He just kind of walked the ball back to the end zone.
He sure didn't want to have.
Maybe that was him. I think this is second. I think maybe he was just so far away in the sun and it was in our eyes.
Yeah, maybe so.
That we thought that was 10.
So it's going to be the extra point attempt now for the Rough Riders as he kicks it, and it sails through the uprights into the feet of the middle schooler back there to catch the ball. Really good drive right there. You have any thoughts, anything to say about that when we get back from break?
Well, I think we'll just keep it here if it's all right. We'll tell you a little bit about the Aurora Concepts halftime show coming up here in 4 minutes and 23 game seconds. We appreciate Aurora Concepts. Deb's Boutique brings the Center High School band. That's what we'll start with. And we'll watch the twirlers and then the band. Hopefully we'll be able to hear the band as well. Then Bounds Insurance brings the CHS Chaparrals, Shelby County Sweethearts. After that, we will have an up-close and personal from Borders Poultry Supply with Chris Smith to learn a little bit about the band. Then East Texas Auto Motor brings us our first half analysis with Keaton and Zach doing the honors. We'll have the Batters halftime scoreboard as well. All that coming up on the Aurora Concepts halftime show coming up very shortly. And I'm going to get to walk over across to the PA to do the live announcing of the band. So I'm going to leave you be here in about 2 game minutes.
All righty. In the meantime, the Rough Riders lead the game with a score of 28-14 as they get ready to kick the ball off. Right to left as you're watching it on the screen or as you're watching it on your radio. He rears back to boot it. It's a line drive. It's going to land on the 5-yard line, and they are going to kneel it right there and set up shop on the 25-yard line. If you're the head coach, Chris, and this is your drive, what's going through your head right now, and what's your goal for this drive?
They got the ball first, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. And so that factors into what you're thinking as the coach.
To me, it's a 2-tiered goal.
All right, go ahead.
Goal number one is to try to keep the ball long enough to where we don't score again.
Yeah.
But optimally, they keep the ball a while, and they score.
Try to score with about a minute or less left.
We're like 10 seconds.
Because it's certain that we're going to get the ball to begin the second half, and this is their last good chance to score. But they're in this game. It's 28-14. Rough Riders have scored every time they've touched it, but Spring Hill scored on their last two. Quick pass over to the left to number 2. He is immediately wrapped up by about half the Rough Rider team, but that was a good quick hitter.
But I think number 21, once again, our linebacker. Tell me, I'll get his name shortly. But number 21.
Mm-hmm. Number 21 for the Rough Riders is it's Cody Atkinson.
Yeah,
Atkinson.
Atkinson.
He's had a big night.
Cody Atkinson with a really good play right there, and the Rough Riders, stopping them from going too far. But the Spring Hill Panthers come back up to the line as they are trying to figure out what play they're going to do next. Obviously, taking a lot more time to get the play going than the Rough Riders, as they stand audibly right down the line.
False start. Or they did call it. I didn't know if they were going to call it or not.
Play will be blown dead.
No, they called a timeout.
Oh, okay. Well, that works just as well. We'll take a timeout with them here as we are down at 3:33 to go in the second half. We have a game here. Rough Riders lead 28-14.
Tammy Steptoe is where realty becomes reality. How do you know? Every time there has been a reader's favorite contest of the Light and Champion, they've won it. Whether it's your modest home you're looking for, or maybe a slightly less modest home, or your dream home, Tammy Steptoe has it. Or maybe it's a lakeside getaway or property to start all over. You need to trust the ladies at Tammy Steptoe Realty and Center. McAdams Propane Company is your East Texas propane provider. Josh McAdams represents the third generation of a family that has kept clean, efficient propane running to the facilities and farms of the area, as well as to the outdoor kitchens that make life fun. They also have the supplies that make an outdoor kitchen possible. Aware of the community, they have provided a luncheon for the first responders of our area. From the beautiful outdoor kitchen to the important fuel that keeps the engines running, keep your engine running with McAdams Propane and Center.
Everybody, welcome back. First play is going to be another off-tackle play. The Riders hem it up pretty good. Going to set up third down and, about a yard and a half.
Big chance for the Rough Rider defense. I don't think Spring Hill would go for it here if you stop them on this third down play.
Just a little bit too much at stake there if you're the Spring Hill Panthers. You don't want to give the Rough Riders the ball back at the 35-yard line with that much time left to put something on the clock. As they come up to the line, number 7 for the Spring Hill Panthers is getting the play ready. He motions number 10 on the right, immediately pitches it to him. He's taking it to the right side, left side,
get him right there.
And he is going to be tackled before making too much noise on that play at the 35-yard line by 1 or 2 Rough
I think
Riders.
it's going to be enough.
Just enough. Boy, that was close.
We've had several times. I mean, we could have gotten him short.
That's a lot of running to gain 1 yard, but he pulled it off.
And a lot of running is going to be just enough for the Spring Hill Panthers to get a first down now, as the quarterback is signaling to his offensive line, telling them to play, trying to hurry up as much as they can. He's going to, again, do what he's really good about doing the hard count there. He hands it off right up the middle, and that's going to be taken down after about a 4.5-yard gain. Spring Hill Panthers are really moving right now.
I'm going to go. I got to go get ready to announce the band. Y'all, I'm leaving the bridge.
Looks like Chris is also moving really fast right now as well. Everybody has something to do with this game. Right now, Dad's going to go announce for the band. Spring Hill Panthers set back up again on the 46-yard line, second down now. Clock is running, and the quarterback snaps the ball. He's going to hold it and pitch it to the back. Running back takes it to the 50-yard line. He's going to take it, and he's going to be tackled on the 45-yard line in Rough Rider territory. That was a really on-schedule play right there, Mr. Shires.
Yep.
You say they're really marching down the field right now.
And to be fair, I think we got away with a face mask. So maybe this guy over here just can't see him.
Maybe that's what it is.
But anyway, all you can do is ask that the calls go are consistent.
Right.
So
right. As long as the calls are consistently
consistent one way or the other,
we will be just fine.
And so far, so good.
First down and 10 now for the Spring Hill Panthers on the 46-yard line. Is going to be a quick handoff, and that one is going to be met by a host of Rough Riders lassoing it down at the 44-yard line after a 2-yard gain. That play didn't go quite as they expected it to. Rough Riders are going to put it down right there with a total of 1 minute and 27 seconds left on the clock as they take a timeout.
Right, I think the Riders took that one, right?
The Rough Riders take a timeout. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to keep my head on a swivel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. All right, we'll take a quick one as well. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a residential, lake, commercial, acreage, farm, or ranch property? This is Alma Jaimez, part of the home team at Town & Country Real Estate, and we have over 50 years experience in selling beautiful East Texas and are now licensed in Louisiana. I would love to assist you with all of your real estate needs, so please call me at 936-488-9988 or come by 114 Nacogdoches Street on the square in downtown center. Hablo Español.
There's lots of things happening at Zach's Tent Shop.
Like tinting your windows. It's one of the simplest things you can do to your vehicle, but it makes a big dramatic difference.
Ain't nothing marks your style like a custom lift or a drop.
You got night bars and grills and running boards and accessories.
They got all the best rims and all the best brands. Want to take care of your truck? You take it to Zach's Tent Shop.
All right, welcome back, folks. Minute 27 to go. Second down. I caught it 2nd and 8, but they got a little more than that. Looks like it's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 now as the Panthers get ready to send a guy in motion. They take the snap. Quarterback keeps the ball. Does a quick pass to his running back, number 21, who is going to be taken down with a full head of steam to the 34-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Spring Hill Panthers as they keep on moving along. However, the clock is still moving along as well. You got to keep this one going fast. Going to be 1st down now. Hurry up offense is well in swing as they spike the ball to stop the clock with a 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Spring Hill Panthers are going to have a little bit of time to
It's interesting that they chose to spike it rather than use their last timeout.
And they do have a timeout left.
They have
right?
one and we have 2.
And that was also one of the most interesting spikes I have ever seen, Mr. Shires. He spiked that ball with both hands. Took it, and he didn't have that drop back where you kind of like throw it into the dirt. He just threw it with both hands right on the ground. It's going to be 2nd down and about 8 now as the Spring Hill Panthers in the same formation they've been in most of the night. Quick pass is going to fall harmlessly into the dirt as the wide receiver had to fall down a little bit there to try to make that play. Not the best throw there by the Spring Hill quarterback.
Should be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. My bad.
Oh, well, the chain guy's not where he's supposed to be over there, but. Anyway, it's 3rd and 10. And we'll see right here if they don't get some good yardage here. It really makes you wonder, if spiking it when you have a timeout is the correct call.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next as the Spring Hill Panthers again send a man in motion. Again, the quarterback holds onto the ball. This time, the quarterback keeps the ball past the line of scrimmage, and he's only going to pick up about 2 yards to about the 30-yard line. Looks like the referee is going to spot it on the 29-yard line.
And the Riders are going to call a timeout.
I mean, I think that's just what you have to do at this point. If they wasted it down on 1st down, and then 2 quick plays, now the Rough Riders have a minute and change to try to get something to happen there. So a costly error by the Spring Hill offense.
Well, we'll see. They still have another down. Let's see what happens.
That's true.
All right, we're going to hear from Covington Lumber Supply, and we'll be right back.
Covington Lumber and Building Supplies is in the capable hand of a 3rd generation of Covingtons. For shingles for your roof, to carpet for your floors, to Farrell Calhoun paint for the walls, bathroom fixtures, and everything in between, Covington's has it, as well as all the lumber you can shake a stick at. Lumber for your home or for other fun projects. You find it all at Covington's.
Deep East Texas Electric Co-op is proud to sponsor football. They are firmly committed to the leaders of tomorrow, and for more than a decade, the cooperative have offered scholarships to local high school and homeschooled seniors in its service area. Last year, they awarded recipients with scholarships to assist with their expenses at a recognized institution of higher education. Their employees are active in our local communities through participation in volunteer groups, governing boards, church boards, civic groups, and youth activities. Deep East Texas Electric, proudly supporting high school football.
All right, folks, welcome back. Let's set it up. Minute 2 to go here in the half. It is 4th down. We got it at 8, but it looks like they've moved it. It's like it's 4th down and 7 now for Spring Hill. Huge play here for them to kind of stay in the ball game. And here's the snap, Keaton.
It's going to be snapped back to the quarterback, who takes a 2-step drop and makes a beautiful throw that is dropped at the very last second.
I don't think it's dropped. It's well defended. We had 3 riders back there, and number 8, number 8 for the Rough Riders.
Where is that? Number 8 is, that's going to be.
I'll take it.
All right, thank you.
Yep, number 8 is going to be Moore back there to make the breakup, which that runs a few seconds off the clock.
And so let's set this up now. 1st down and 10 for the Rough Riders.
With plenty of time to score for them.
Plenty of time to score. How many timeouts do we have
now? I think we have 2, according to the scoreboard. I thought we used 2, but apparently we have 2.
Snap to Cash Cross. He hands it to Caden Dixon, who is dancing around. He's going to, this time, not be able to find anything, though.
Probably use one here.
Yeah, falls down on the 32-yard line. Was that a timeout called or no?
Almost certainly we will use one there.
Looks like it.
So only gets 8. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Riders looking to try to add to their lead.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
Martin Kennel Inn Center and Nacogdoches has been boarding and grooming pets for over 30 years. Martin Kennel and Grooming continues to grow and improve daily while treating your family pets as they would treat their own. Martin Kennel now offers large animal care at your location. That's right, they offer experienced assistance for your livestock and peace of mind for you. With many years' experience, you can rest assured that your pet will receive the attention they need. Give Martin Kennel and Grooming a call in Center at 936-244-1930. In Nacogdoches, call 936-560-3643.
All right, we hit the hitch pass or swing pass out of the backfield. We're going to pick up a 1st down that'll stop the clock momentarily and move the chains.
It's going to make it 1st down and 10 for the Rough Riders on the 41-yard line. 38 seconds left to go in the half. Cash Cross drops back, surveys the field, pass over to the 50-yard line to Lance Wilburn. He's going to be out, stopping the clock, getting a 1st down on the 48-yard line now. 48 yards to go, 32 seconds to go. A race against the clock, see if the Rough Riders will be able to score. Already back out there, ready for the next play. Cash Cross surveying the line. He calls for the snap, fakes the handoff to Dixon, passes to number 6 across the field. He's running and tackled on the 35-yard line. Rough Riders in the hurry up as they run up to the line to try to get a play off without having to use another timeout.
Now that goes to Brandon Barnes with a nice catch. We're going to spike it.
And spiked by Cash Cross to stop the clock. It's going to make it 2nd down now. But, you know, that's something that you kind of have to do. You kind of have to be willing to give up that extra play so that way you're able to stop the clock without using that timeout.
Yeah, we still have that timeout.
Exactly. 2nd down now for the Rough Riders. Cash Cross crawls for the snaps. Quick hitch pass to Lance Wilburn, who catches it and runs out of bounds with 2 yards to go until the 1st down at about the 26-yard line. The Rough Riders marching methodically down the field currently with 16 seconds left to play in the half. Rough Riders back down to the line. Cash Cross calls for the snap. Again, passes to Lance Wilburn, who gets the extra 2 yards, it looks like, to get the 1st down.
And gets out of bounds.
Gets out of bounds. So a couple of seconds will be run off the clock. 11 seconds left until the half. 1st down now for the Rough Riders. Shires, they're marching really quickly down the field. Do you think they'll get there in time?
No. If we get close, I'd like to see us try to kick a field goal because, you know, just to get some work in on that.
Snap back to Cash Cross, who throws it deep. Oh, man. Play is going to be made. The pass is going to be broken up on the 2-yard line. So an incomplete pass there for the Rough Riders. But an incomplete pass, not an entire loss, as it does indeed stop the clock. gives the Rough Riders a little bit of time to figure out what they're going to do with these last 6 seconds. You know, you can kick the field goal.
Well, you're going to run another play, and the issue is, are you going to run a play to the end zone, which would take all the time?
Right.
Are you going to throw another hitch? And of course, we have the timeout. We're going to use it now. You know, we could have run a play, and then because you could go to the middle of the field. Now we're not going to be able to, but we're going to talk about it, which we want to make sure that we got a good play called.
Exactly.
So that'll be the last timeout for the half of the Riders. We'll step away for just a moment, but we'll be right back. Riders up 28-14.
This is a Whataburger table tent. An orange and white trophy for your made-to-order burger. It means we cook your meal up fresh. And don't get up, because we'll bring it right to you. So if you're looking to sit down and celebrate the fact that you left it all on the field, we've got your number. Whataburger, just like you like it.
So, Coach was listening. Looks like we are going to kick the field goal, or at least attempt to. 6 seconds left. This is a long field goal.
This is the kind of field goal that if you make it, you immediately might have a shot at a college scholarship. It's going to make it just over.
It's good.
Upright, and that's 3 points there for the Rough Riders, and that was what was that, about a 41?
It was a 41-yard field goal, exactly.
41-yard field goal there for the Rough Riders, and that, knowing now that you can kick a 41-yard field goal, especially with that much time left, means we've got a kicker with a leg and a kicker with the mindset who can quiet the noise and make that kick in crunch time. Really good kick there to end the half.
Well, not quite. There's a minute 4 to go.
Sorry, my bad.
But that was 41. 41 is about the length of it.
Yeah.
If it was 43, I don't know that would have been good.
Yeah, we've got a kicker who's good for 42, maybe 41 yards, but
on that one, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you know.
Anyway, let's hear again quickly. This is Shelby Savings Bank. Oh, there it is.
Rough Rider Athletics. Let's get it started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, so Rough Rider is going to kick off with. I got 6 seconds on the clock, but it's actually 1.6. So, I figure we'll probably have a squib kick here and send this one to the Aurora Concepts halftime.
That is certainly what we expect up here, but we're about to see what the Rough Riders do with this kick right there. And you were right, a little bit of a squib to number 9, who swiftly falls on the ball.
With a 1.1 seconds left, so.
Really? So now Spring Hill Panthers have time to run a play. What do you do in this situation, Shires?
You take a knee.
You just take a knee? You don't think it's worth trying?
Or you just run one of your plays.
Just kind of a draw play right up the middle, see if anything opens.
Just run that dive play or that off tackle play, and just maybe your guy breaks it.
So if you could hear faintly in the distance, 1st down and 10, as the Spring Hill PA announcer just told us. You know, this kind of situation right here in the game, you're not looking for anything spectacular, but if you're the Rough Rider defense, you want to prevent the spectacular from happening, especially to be that big of a momentum switch right before halftime. And it's going to be a handoff straight up the middle. Spring Hill is going to be taken down after about a 6-yard gain, so we'll put 6 yards into the stat book, and then everybody else will go into the locker room and have a little bit of a break before they come out for the second half of play.
Riders are up 31-14. We're ready to begin our Aurora Concepts halftime show. Right after we hear from Azalea Orthopedics, the platform-wide title sponsor for NETS.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
The first half is over, so now it's time for the Aurora Concepts halftime show. Tonight on the show, Borders Poultry Supply brings you up close and personal with part 3 of the Rick Meeks Friday Conversation. Then East Texas Auto Motor brings you the halftime analysis. Then Bounds Insurance brings us the award-winning Center High School Marching Band. And finally, Deb's Boutique brings us Shelby County Sweethearts, the Center's Chaparrals. So sit back and relax. It's the Aurora Concepts Halftime Show. And now, a man who has been the exclusive radio voice of the Center Rough Riders for 30 years and never even flirted with another team, Rob Payne. Nobody wants to be sick, but at least at Aurora Concepts, being sick is easy. From their spacious waiting room to their experienced and friendly staff, they care about you, they listen to you, they're here for you. From start to finish, that's the experience at Aurora.
Everybody, welcome back. We have our twirlers out. We're going to perform Smoke on the Water. We're going to try to capture them. If we can get Zach to move in closer so we can see the twirlers a little better. Or we can try it on camera too. So there we go. Now you get that drum beat.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's the Center High School Band Twirlers. Let's hear from Deb's Boutique. No, they're already set up and ready to go, right? Do we have time to do that? If we can catch.
Yeah, we'll have about 30 seconds.
All right, everybody, here is the Center High School Band as they stretch from just outside the end zone to the 40-yard line.
And now, presenting the pride of Shelby County, the award-winning Center High School
Keaton, unfortunately, they're turned away from us.
Yeah.
So
won't be able to hear too much of the big sound as it hits us, but we will be able to see the drill as it exists right now in week 2.
Of course, the band again is brought to you by Deb's Boutique there in the Old Rogers Drugstore right next to Farmer State Bank.
And they'll kick off and start the drill. Everyone right now 2 steps apart. One of the unfortunate things about instruments is that drums, they go in every direction, whereas other instruments go straight. So we're getting quite a bit of the percussion right now.
Well, that really hurts your feelings, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And here we come up on the first turn. Nice.
I think their lines look markedly better this week.
Yeah.
See the diagonals, they look a lot better than they did in week 1.
They do. And that's to be expected. That's what you hope it is. The band also going through cuts still, trying to find their final roster for competition. Week 2 right now is, looking good.
I know Chris Wellington talked about this. We pride ourselves on having a great band, but Spring Hill also has a tremendously good band. It's smaller than our band, but it is very skilled.
Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, there were always 2 teams that, we felt like we had to show up and compete as a band as well, and it was Carthage and Spring Hill. And
what is this shape supposed to be?
So you can see how towards us there are 2 little sections of people that look not to be part of the actual shape. Mr. Smith does this on purpose so that way the people who maybe aren't the best marchers, who maybe fail, that way you can just take them out of the drill without having to rearrange everybody's part.
Oh, okay.
Like those are the people fighting for a roster spot right now. Good way
That's
to
the
think
bottom
about
of the roster.
Yeah.
Do you recognize the name of this march?
I don't know the name of it, but I recognize it. I think I played this when I was a sophomore. It was one of my favorites. It's got a really recognizable melody. And that'll be all that we have charted out for today as they close up with Precision Fanfare.
All right, folks, next will be the Sweethearts of Shelby County, the Center High School Chaparrals, brought to you by Bounds Insurance. And we'll do an intro and get ready for the Chaparrals as they line up.
Bulletin, bulletin, bulletin. Bulletin, bulletin, bulletin. Bounds Insurance and Center. Protecting families and institutions for more than 50 years. Now Buster and Carolyn and the staff are proud to bring you Shelby County Sweethearts, the Center High School Chaparrals. The Bounds family has several generations of students involved with the Chaparrals, including this year's captain. Bulletin, bulletin, bulletin. When it's time for quality insurance or the Center Chaparrals, it's Bounds Insurance and Center.
The Chaparrals are led by junior captain Laura Ann Stahl. Junior first lieutenant Waylon McCaffrey.
Unfortunately, we get a good view of what the drill looks like from behind when we're actually in the way.
It is unfortunate. When I was in high school, I used to say, why don't y'all just perform facing the fans that want to see you?
Yeah.
They would say that's not how we practice for competition. And
right.
Now, I think they could do it. Chaparrals are a quick bunch of quick group of girls, but
well, you can see them from the front. home games.
Yeah.
So be a different viewpoint.
Chaparrals are led by junior captain Laura Ann Skull, who was the third of the Skull sisters to be one of the leading officers for the Chaparrals. And that legacy goes all the way back to when I was in high school.
Yes.
Their older sister Caroline Skull was the captain. Then their older sister Sarah was, I don't remember if she was the captain or not, but I know she was a Chaparral and then later an officer. So it's really neat to see. The Chaparrals are one of the hardest working groups on campus.
Right, yeah.
And it's cool to see the legacy there.
Right, and the Skull girls have run it for some time.
They absolutely have. And that'll be it for their drill today.
Yep, folks, that's the Sweethearts of Shelby County, the Center High School Chaparrals. We're going to hear from Bounds Insurance, which brings us the Chaparral performance every week, and we'll come back right after this.
Yes, not only am I looking for good insurance, but my grandson's making one of those rock and roll gospel albums. I was wondering if you could find me a good place for insurance and a place for him to record his project.
Fortunately, you just described Buster Bounds and Bounds Insurance and Center. Aurora Concepts is a leader in primary care service with clinics in Center, Madisonville, Crockett, and a vaccination station in Huntsville. But it's the mobile unit that sets them apart. Dawn and her staff go all over Texas to provide necessary vaccines on site for schools and businesses across Texas. Want more information about the mobile unit? Call 936-598-3296. And remember the name, Aurora Concepts.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Aurora Concepts Halftime Report. Tonight, Borders Poultry Supply's Up Close and Personal segment provides us with a chance to get an update on the band program as Chris visits with the band director, the other Chris Smith.
Chris, welcome to the second week of the year. As is tradition, it's time to visit about the Center Band. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's a little cooler this week, so we're rocking and rolling.
Hadn't that been a nice break?
It is.
It does make a difference, I'm sure, for what you're doing.
It does, yeah. During the summer months when it was 110 or so, it was pretty miserable out there. The kids did a good job, but I didn't keep them out as long as I'm accustomed to. So it put us behind marching just a little bit, but the kids have done a good job kind of catching up.
As people are watching this, you have just finished your second performance in Spring Hill. I saw the first one and I thought, for an August wearing jeans first run through, pretty sharp.
Yeah, it was. If we'd watched the video from the week prior's practice, I lost quite a bit of sleep, but they did a good job throughout the week and had a good first performance. We've got 195 on the roll, which was up just a little bit, and then 124 of them were freshmen and sophomores. So I've lost a little bit of sleep, but they're coming along pretty well.
Yeah. Is there any other band in 4A that says, yeah, I got 124 freshmen and sophomores? I mean, that's just kind of rare, isn't it?
It's a lot. You always have the bottom grades that'll be a little bigger and they'll taper off some, but this is a unique, a few years back when we were, 230, I had 100 freshmen or so, which was unheard of. And so this is not quite that, but no, there's not very many. Most bands will have about 124 in our class total. So we're dealing with a lot of underclassmen, which is good for the future.
What's the strength of this band?
Normally it's not been my trombones. My trombones and trumpets, the brass in general, grown up, we'll say. I didn't lose a lot of brass players last year. I lost a handful, but it was all young last year, and so they're just getting better. And so brass is a strength, which is good for marching band.
Yeah.
And trombone sections is probably the strongest I've had since I've been here.
Well, that's great.
Depth wise, we'll say.
Helps a lot.
It does. You're right.
We'll visit a little more about X's and O's right before contest, but thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you.
When you need supplies for your poultry farm, remember Borders Poultry Supply on Highway 87 South here in Center. The folks at Borders Poultry are ready to help you with parts for your brooders, chore time and rock cell feeders, and new drinker systems. Do you need a new incinerator? Are you ready for a new litter barn or compost shed? Do you need some updates on your poultry farm? Call 598-6297. Borders Poultry Supply, builders of quality poultry houses.
Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine has parts and supplies for cars, pickup trucks, and commercial trucks, even farm and agriculture. If you're needing hydraulics and heavy-duty filters or brakes and shoes, this is your one-stop shop. Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine stocks popular brands of parts, tools, and accessories, and they have parts for marine and farming equipment. Owners David and Sherry Nettles and staff provide top-quality customer service at Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine, just a short drive at the intersection of Highways 96 and 21.
Welcome back to halftime. Good performance by the Rough Rider Band, and on the field right now is the Spring Hill Band, and they're pretty good. Keaton, you are not that far away from a career in the band. Do you remember the Spring Hill Band, and did you y'all kind of want to put on your best show when you played Spring Hill?
It's funny you should mention that. While you were gone, I was actually talking about how there were only two bands that we really felt like when we played them, we wanted to beat them too, and Spring Hill was one of them. The other one was Carthage, so we're going to get to see both of those bands this year.
Yeah. Well, this is a good band. Not quite as big. In fact, really not nearly as big, but very, very good and well rehearsed and all that.
But the trade-off with having a smaller band is you get more of a focus on each individual player.
Right.
So it's like this quality versus quantity type thing. Rough Rider Band, however, everybody in there is pretty good players. So
they're good players. There are a bunch of them.
So many of them.
And right now, all of them are marching. They'll start those cuts where some of the new folks will not make it to contest. But anyway, let's talk now about the first half with East Texas Auto Motor. Our first half analysis. Hi, Zach. You back there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent camera work, and we could dissect the camera work, but we won't. As you were filming, what did you notice today with the Panthers and the Riders?
Yeah, center just really makes, especially offense, look very easy. Through using their hurry-up offense, their run game always seems to be really, really effective, and that's what they seem to prefer. They just want to kind of run it down your throat and see if you can stop them, and that's really worked for the most part against the last two teams that they've played, and has resulted in them, again, scoring more than 30 points in one half for 2 games straight. So, really dominant run game.
We have a reputation as being a passing team, but ask the coaches, and they'll tell you, we line up kind of in a passing formation, but we do that to run. So it's their goal, and you're right. Well, Keaton, as you've been announcing, we were all admiring the offense, but the defense, although playing well enough to be ahead by 17 points, has shown some chinks in the armor again.
Some weaknesses. Again, it's week 2, so this isn't red alert, game over level threat.
Right.
But sometimes we'll have the play read, we'll have people in the right position, and they just won't make the play. whether it's because they missed the tackle, they're a little bit hesitant on making the tackle. If you want to be a team that goes deep in the playoffs, you want to be a team that's competitive at the highest level, you can't be making those mistakes, especially down the road. Right now, we might be able to forgive some of them, but, that's not to say that the defense is bad, however. I don't think we've been behind yet.
That's true. That's
a team, and that's more so because of our dominant offense, and our defense is just trying to keep up. I'd like to see for the rest of the game and for the rest of the season the defense take a little bit more initiative, take those hits, and stop drives before they can get to the red zone, because we've made some stands in the red zone, but some of those times we shouldn't have had to.
And they've played a lot better than they did last week.
That is absolutely true. Our defense has gotten better. It's a step in the right direction. I just want to see them step in that direction consistently.
Sure, and one of the better players we're going to see all year is the quarterback from from Tatum last week.
Right.
He's pretty good. He could play quarterback in most teams in 4A. So I don't know that this lineup is quite the same and bringing the same kind of pressure, but you're right. The performance has been good enough today. We hope to see more. Just kind of interestingly, as we close this up, the Rough Riders, were picked to win this game. They were picked to win by 49.
Man.
And even if they continue and win the second half by 17 points, they're not going to quite get there. So
not quite.
Hats off to Spring Hill for that. That's because they brought their A game to a big crowd. All right, everybody. That is the halftime analysis brought to you by East Texas Auto Motor, which is the official auto prepare of the Rough Rider radio team and Wellington Shires Productions. That's where we take our cars. And unfortunately, in our family, that's happening a lot.
Yeah, we keep running over stuff.
We've got to stop that, but as long as we do, they'll be there for us just down the road on Tennehaw Street, East Texas Auto Motor. We also thank Whataburger for the penalties. What a great sponsorship. Those flags look like those yellow paper that your hamburger comes in. Somebody 15 years ago said, hey, that looks like a Whataburger thing. So it's been the Whata penalty ever since. So good sponsorship, and we appreciate that. When we come back, we'll have the Batters halftime scoreboard, and we'll get ready for the second half. You're listening to the Aurora Concepts halftime show from Spring Hill on NetSN and KDET. We take our cars for granted, but what happens when they won't start, or they won't run, or they won't turn off, or you get the lights on the dash that say something's wrong and you don't know what to do with it? East Texas Auto Care. It's on Tennehaw Highway as you leave town on the left, and they can take care of everything. The trained technicians understand the complicated electronics as well as the engine itself. The Mendoza family would love to take care of you and your vehicle at East Texas Auto.
This is a hamburger. And this, friends, is a Whataburger. A fresh 100% beef patty so big it can only fit on a 5-inch bun. Oh, there's another. Someone's going for a double. Maybe it'll be topped with melted cheese and, oh my goodness, grilled onions and grilled jalapenos. I'm not sure the speakers can handle any more sizzle. Good thing you can do more than just hear the difference. Good thing there's Whataburger.
What is the best way to communicate to the people that you want to communicate to? You put a sign in your yard. It says, vote for me, or vote for my friend. It says, congratulations. It says, happy birthday. It can even say, I love you. For the most important messages, it's the Sign Shop. Find them on Cascade Drive, the Sign Shop, Center, Texas. Okay, everybody. In the first quarter break, Batters Law Firm brought us the scoreboard from around the county. Most of our county teams were leading, except for one. San Augustine, just across the county, was trailing to one of our county teams, Tennehaw. Now we go to our district opponents and co-district folks in 4A Division 2. What were we? District 8. Canton Eagles, who everybody in our district won last week. That was crazy, all of us. This week, Canton is down to Winsboro at halftime, 28-14. Brownsboro Bears were slightly the underdog. In the third quarter, they're leading Fairfield 20-14. The Rusk Eagles were predicted to beat Crockett pretty good, and they are at halftime 29-0. Big game. The Van Vandals, a respectable team in the top 30, but they're playing Tyler Chapel Hill, who beat Gilmer last week.
Right.
They're just on a tear. They lead the Vandals 30-14 in the early third quarter. Yeah, that's it. Hard to see. 30-14 in the third quarter. And Bullard is over Caddo Mills 17-8. Caddo Mills was the favorite there. Of course, the Center Rough Riders up by 2 touchdowns. Carthage, they were supposed to beat Pittsburgh by 51 points. The Pirates are down 42-0 at halftime. Carthage is living up to the hype.
Yeah.
They came close to dropping one to Kilgore last week. It was Kilgore led until the fourth quarter, but they're taking it out on the poor Pirates. Well, that's the Batters halftime scoreboard. You know, when your case matters, it has to be Batters. That's just what you've come to expect across Nacogdoches area and the center area, the center office right there on the square. Thank you to our halftime guest, Chris Smith, and to everybody that participated. Appreciate the sponsors that brought us the band and the chaparrals. When we come back, we'll give you our Ray Jones keys to the second half, and we'll start the second half here on NetSN and KDET.
Batters Law Firm is proud to be a third-generation law firm serving the injured people of East Texas since 1964. Batters has settled thousands of cases and paid out over $25 million to clients from settlements in the past 2 years. Visit one of their locations for your free, no-appointment consultation and let the Batters team implement their proven approach that incorporates treatment and recovery while maximizing settlements and payouts. Batters Law Firm, serving you in Nacogdoches, Lufkin Center, and Houston. Remember, when it matters, call Batters. 833-BATTERS. 833-BADDERS.
Nobody wants to be sick, but at least at Aurora Concepts, being sick is easy. From their spacious waiting room to their experienced and friendly staff, they care about you, they listen to you, they're here for you. From start to finish, that's the experience at Aurora.
All right then, the halftime celebration is over. Now it's time for the second half of Rough Rider football. And now, let's take you to the counselor, Stephen Shires.
All right, everybody, it's time for the Ray Jones Chevrolet keys to the second half. Let's see if we can pop that puppy up there, Ray Jones Chevrolet. Offensively, I think we're fine.
Yeah. But we hadn't punted yet in the season, 6 quarters into it. Hard to complain.
Defensively still, a couple times we've given up big pass plays. Guys running down through there. Of course, a couple times we've got an interception and another big breakup, so we're competing.
Yeah.
That just takes more time.
Absolutely.
More time the season goes. So.
And I think to be happy, we would need to pitch a shutout in the second half.
Yep.
Let the defense really do its thing here. Well, Zach, come on in. We have Zach as our color man, and Keaton's going to go take a turn at the camera. And welcome to the broadcast, Zach.
Well, thank you very much. Excited to be here.
I'm good to have you. And you can take a little bit of break from following the action with your eyes, and you can follow it with your voice.
Yeah.
That's pretty dramatic.
It is going to be the Riders receiving the football. I mean, if you're Spring Hill, I think you seriously think about an onside kick to try to steal a possession.
Yeah, that's exactly. I agree. So let's keep our eyes on that. If we thought about it up here, they've probably thought about it. They get paid the big money. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're talking about it a little bit. Rough Riders are ready. They're facing to your left. They'll be going from their right to left. KDET listeners, as you listen to your radio, those of you who are watching on the live stream, you can see very well. What you couldn't see was the front of the twirlers and the 2 dance lines, because this press box is on the visiting side. I like that. I like being over here where the cheerleaders and the fans and everybody is. But it does, at halftime, kind of makes a difference.
Gives you a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there appears to be, I don't know what that is, but around the 50-yard line, there's what looks like
stuff.
paper
Yeah,
on the
I
field.
think it's some of the stuff they used for their halftime show. They didn't clean up after themselves.
So here's a Shelby Savings Bank kickoff.
And we'll see if they kick off or they just kind of onside it. Well, they pooch it.
Pooch kick.
And it's picked up at the 20. He gets to the 30, had some blocks. Now he runs into a wall, tries to run around it, makes a cut. He's at the 40. Look at him dance around. He's to the 50. He has one to beat.
Tripped up at the 41.
What a great tackle by number 12. I mean, they saved it. Jorge Jaquez we've called his number several times. He runs in the backfield, but man.
Yeah, that was a great
play. He took a great pursuit angle because I thought we were gone.
Me too. I'm not sure anyone on the broadcast end can hear this, but every time Spring Hill has had a first down, we have a Ray Jones first down. They have a growling scream from a panther.
A panther scream.
It's uncomfortable. First handoff to the right. Ooh. He misses, makes one man miss. He's 5 yards in.
He's still going.
He dances. He jukes. He's hit at the first down line, lowers his shoulder, and keeps plowing.
Great run.
Gets the first down. Yeah, great. It's that kind of thing. He makes people miss, Zach, and then lowers his shoulder and makes them pay.
He really just makes it look easy. It feels like he's always looking for space, looking to get around someone, and just finds ways to get yards.
Having to make a switch because of a uniform malfunction. We have a new tight end in the game as he runs in. There's the snap. The fake this time. Crosses direct in traffic. He throws and has to throw it away. Obviously, he and his receiver, number 7, were not on the same page. That's T.J. Bellin.
Well read by the defense.
It was either well read by the defense or poorly read by the receiver, or maybe the quarterback. You never know who has it wrong, but they were not on the same page.
Maybe a little of both.
Yeah. Very possible. Second down and 10. Riders have scored every time they've touched the ball.
Except once.
That's right. There was a turnover.
Quarterback run.
Cash wants to hand it off, then pulls it back. Runs to the 20. Has one man to beat for a score. He doesn't beat him for the score, but he runs into the Chris Mayfield red zone and gets a Ray Jones first down. That's 2 sponsors in one run, Mr. Shires.
That's impressive.
Second trip to the red zone. And you're right. We had one drive that ended in a turnover. Hadn't punted yet. First down snap. They hand it off to Dixon. He turns on the burners as he gets around the corner, and he scores.
Wow. Doesn't even go down.
They pulled his head down. His shoulders were close to the line, but he never went down.
Now, I feel like this is one of the most interesting things about this center team. Every time they score, they try.
And here goes the 2-point conversion. And there's a flag down. What a penalty. They converted it. Yeah, they make you line up.
Yeah.
And then we can go for the 2 or 1.
Yeah, they want to see if you're paying attention.
I think that flag likely to work against the Rough Riders. What a penalty on the 2-point conversion. As it is, boy, I wasn't in the press box when they kicked the 41-yard field goal. I was excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love field goals. That's my play of the game to this point.
Was that the first field goal attempt for center of the year?
Of the year, yeah.
So it's going to be an illegal motion on the rider. So now
I think they'll go for it.
They'll get to kick it. They'll play it again. This time they'll kick the ball.
Well, we'll see.
It's true.
Never know.
One never knows, does one. Currently 37 to 14.
I don't see the kicker out there, Chris Wallen.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, no, maybe. Nope. Here they come, right? That's the kicker. Yeah,
There
there's
he
the
is.
kicker.
Okay. They were still thinking about it. A 7-yard.
Of course, our kicker is Carlos Hernandez, a senior. He's been doing this for a few years.
And has
for us.
Perfect on the year. I'm knocking on wood. I don't want to jinx him, but he's now
we
perfect.
Kicked a season number of kicks in the first game.
It remains perfect.
Remains perfect as the Rough Riders go to 38. Spring Hill at 14. They'll get the ball first when we come back. You're listening to Rough Rider Football on KDET and on NET SN.
Customer service is the #1 reason Matthews Realty is the real estate agency of choice in Shelby County. With an agent like Scott Foster, who grew up here, was raised in agriculture, and works daily to assist his clients, he's a clear advantage why you should use Matthews Realty. Buying or selling commercial property or poultry farms? Your first call should be to Scott Foster at Matthews Realty and Center. Their team works hard so you don't have to.
Call Matthews Realty at 598-7800 or visit MatthewsRealty.com.
All right, welcome back. Chris Wallington, you had something you wanted to tell everybody.
Yeah, Joe's Car Spa. That's where I do all my car washing, a whole lot of it. I like to vacuum
you get the
my
car
there.
pedicure.
Uh-huh. And I know Joe, he sold it to Reed Grant. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
A lot of folks, it's still Joe's, but Reed Grant and his family, he's the one that owns it. So it's truly local now. The original Joe was from Carthage, sold it to Reed. So, yay, there you go, Joe's Car Spa. The kickoff is a good line drive kick. It's fielded at the 5 and returned to the 20. Number 2 has a hole. He gets to the 30.
Oh.
He's to the 40, and they push him out of bounds. So, really, Spring Hill
Those
special
pesky
teams have been good.
Panthers aren't going away.
Their special teams have been pretty solid, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Caleb Mosley forces him out of bounds there for the Riders.
Good play. And Spring Hill is the bottom-ranked team in the state, but I don't know. They haven't played like that.
No. They're playing pretty well.
They have been resilient. We scored twice before they did, and then they overcame some adversity to score the first one. They scored a second one, and here they are with the ball on the 40, first possession of the second half. There's the pitch around the right side. He's got some speed. He's in the open. He's to the 30. Can we catch him to the 20? It's going to be a one-run touchdown just like that. And, boy, the defensive coaches for center are beside themselves as the Rough Riders give up a 60-yard run.
Wow, great run.
It was a good run, but we saw it coming. There was no misdirection. It was blocked up well. He got through the interior line and then just outran the secondary.
Yeah. Now I might be wrong, but is for the normal running back that
he's not their starter, but he has definitely had some reps in that position. That's Trevor Allen. Well, that's the brother of the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. They seem to be switching out players in their backfield pretty consistently.
Yeah. And it's pushed to the left on the extra point. Plenty of leg, but over to the left. So that's going to make it 38-20 as the two teams exchange touchdowns here in the early third quarter. We'll be right back with more.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Covington Lumber and Building Supplies is in the capable hand of a third generation of Covingtons. For shingles for your roof, to carpet for your floors, to Farrell Calhoun paint for the walls, bathroom fixtures, and everything in between, Covington's has it, as well as all the lumber you can shake a stick at. Lumber for your home or for other fun projects. You find it all at Covington's.
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another Shelby Savings kickoff. Shelby Savings has gotten the year's worth of advertising in 2 games, a game and a half.
Yeah. 22 kickoffs last week, plenty of them this week. This is another wormburger. Comes to the up man, gets it at the 30, already to the 40. That's Lance Wilburn. He gets to the 44. They're probably not going to break a long one with that kind of kick, but pretty good field position between the 40 and the 45. Hey, want to get in shape? Want to get started? Now that it's a little bit less hot, take yourself to the square, to Danbert Collins' place. It's the Forge. It's a friendly atmosphere with folks there that can help you. I mean, there are folks that do the weight training with you and alongside you, and it's in a beautiful location right there on the square. The Forge, and Danbert Collins brings you Rough Rider football. First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Cash hands it to Dixon. Dixon across the line of scrimmage. He's got a first down, and he's off to the races, and he's going to see, I can score faster than the other guy on Spring Hill.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And now we're back to it, where you run a play and a kickoff.
Yeah.
Run a play and a kickoff.
It's the rhythm they'd like to get into.
Yeah. Now that's the 44th point for the Rough Riders. That's 7 scores. And the Panthers have 3 scores. So that's 10 kickoffs. And then the first and second half, there's 12 kickoffs already here. Shelby Savings Bank had 34 kickoffs in a game and a half to sponsor. Yep, it's been good for them.
Jeez.
Extra point is up. The extra point is good. And it's 45-20 with plenty left in the third quarter as the teams are trading blows. We'll be right back for more scoring after this.
Center Motor Company. From whatever angle you look at it, you see Ford. Ford trucks, SUVs like the Bronco, and iconic cars like the Mustang. A legacy managed by Kevin Jones and created by Ray Jones. Center Motor Company on Hurst Street in Center. You're watching Rough Rider Football on Twitch.tv.
Bank also brings us the Rough Rider kickoff tonight. Shelby Savings and Rough Rider Athletics. Let's get it started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, I've lost count of how many kickoffs we've done tonight.
This is number 12.
Wow.
And the kick, right to left. Big kick. Over everybody's head into the end zone, and that didn't take any time. So there's been 2 touchdown runs, 2 extra points, and 2 kickoffs. That kickoff didn't spend any time. I think we have done all of that in less than 1 game minute.
Yeah, I was just thinking the 2 or 3 kickoffs before this last one that just occurred. Both teams have ended up with great field position. And there's no wonder why they've done so many, you know.
Kicker's getting tired. Okay, everybody, here comes Spring Hill. And Spring Hill's got to be proud of themselves in some ways. They're on the bottom end of the scoreboard by 25 points, but they've scored 3, and the last one took 1 run and about 70, 60 yards.
Yeah.
There's the snap, quarterback, first man through, gets the ball. He's hit by half the team.
Just seems like every time center is able to stop the run, there's at least 2 or 3 people there.
Group tackling works. That was 21, Cody Atkinson. Tackling number 21, Julius Hawkins. That was convenient as the Panthers gained 2 yards, second down and 8. Those of you on the radio, ball's on about the 27-yard line. Left to right. Panthers in their blue uniforms takes the snap. Fakes it to a man going around, throws it off to number 3, dumps it in the flat. It's good. He's hit hard when he's hit, but it's after a first down.
Another great group tackle. That didn't really look planned, but that was a great job by.
That was an outlet for him. I mean, because we didn't bite on the. Was there a hold?
I don't know. They're talking about something. I didn't see. Oh, there's the flag. It's in front of. It's on the other side of one of our coaches. I didn't see it. Right there on about the 28-yard line.
Oh yeah.
So that first down looks like it's going to come back. There's not been a lot of Whata penalties, but both teams have had a touchdown called back, and it looks like the Panthers are going to get a first down called back. We're waiting to see what the call is. Well, they're going to mark it off. While they do, let me remind you that JBI Insurance brings you Rough Rider football. That's Joe Bill Matier. There's been a Matier involved with Center Friday nights for a long time. I think this is the first year maybe in a long time there hasn't been. So Joe Bill, JBI Insurance, brings you Rough Rider football. They back it up 5 yards. It's second down now and 13. I never did see the call, did you?
But it's obviously going to be an illegal formation.
Yeah. One of the 5-yard penalties. Cool quarterback. Takes it, pitches it out to the left to number 10. He's being chased. He gets around the corner, and he's free. Wow. He gets around. He's to the 50. He hasn't been touched out to the 30. They catch up to him to save the touchdown, but that is going to be a second down and 13. that's going to go for over 50 yards, Mr. Jebson.
Yeah. It seems like if the Panthers want to have any success in their ground game, what they really need to focus on is running to the outside. That's where they're really having a lot of success.
With one exception, when they got through the middle, you're right. The big gains have seemed to be able to get around the corner. I didn't think he was going to do.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to run him down, but he turned the corner and he was off.
There were 2 or 3 center defenders who saw the play but just couldn't get there in time and allowed that big run.
Ball now is on the other 23-yard line. Quick pass to the left, caught, but immediately defended by the Rider defender who was right where it needed to be. A short gain. Ball started on the 22. Now it's in the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. 4-yard gain to the 18. 2nd and 6. Big test for the Rough Rider defense here. They need a victory.
Yeah.
Takes a while for them to get set on offense, but now they finally are. Quarterback, shotgun, motion, hands it to the first man through. He hits the middle. He's got the first man blocked, and then he drags about 3 Rough Riders to the first down, gets down to the 11, had to make the 12. First down and 10 from the 11 inside the red zone, the State Farm red zone. Wow. That was just power running.
Yep.
Had the interior block just enough to get through, but now the linebackers and secondary got there and were just pushed back. 1st and 10 from the 11. Rough Riders have a big lead, but Spring Hill just keeps threatening. Handoff up the middle.
Great run.
Yeah, it happens real fast. Tackled from behind, again by Atkinson, who's making a case for defensive player of the game. But he gets it across the 5-yard line, so that is to the 4. They need to get to the 1 for a first down. Yeah. So 2nd and 3.
If Spring Hill can keep pounding it up the middle, they'll probably score.
And now they have the advantage because they have 3 shots at getting 2.5 yards.
From only 4 yards out.
Big challenge for the Rough Rider defense.
From the shotgun.
And it's right up the middle. He tries to take the ball out, but the rest of the time the Rough Riders, led by Atkinson, meet him really in the backfield. They beat that play. Good play for the defense. Where they're going to mark it, just only a loss of about 1, but well done.
Yeah, great stand by the center defense.
Shires, what do you do? I mean, what do you tell your defense here? It's because I don't think it's alignment. I think for a lot of it's just
execution.
Right. It's not that they are missing the play, misreading it, finding themselves where they're not supposed to be. They just have to make the tackle. 3rd down and 3 from the 4. They're going to the left-hand side with the pitch. He gets – no, he can't get around. This time he's caught in the backfield, and he was making the turn upfield, but an ankle tackle for a pretty big loss.
It was a good play by number 13,
Thank you.
Jakevian Robinson.
You know, I have my glasses. Why am I not wearing my glasses? That would really help. I couldn't see the number. Thank you for doing that, Mr. Shires. Okay, Zach, here's really a good chance for the defense. 4th down.
Yeah.
Ball's on about the 8. They have to get to the 7. Really, the advantage is the Rough Riders here.
Yep, and they've got to be ready. You got to expect a pass here, so.
Yeah, probably so.
Got to be ready.
So there you go, looking to his left. He has a man open in the corner. It's closed on, though. Good play by the Rough Rider defender over there, a far corner. I thought he was open, and he closed on it.
He was open, but the corner was able to close.
Was that Cash Cross?
I think that's number 4, but no, I can't tell. It's either
number
2 or 9. So anyway, one of those 2 guys made a great play.
Number 2.
And that's Timothy Johnson. Well, that was money. Money.
Yeah, the Spring Hill wideout got behind him, but
he closed it.
Closed the gap.
You probably need to put that ball on a little more of a rope.
That would have had to gotten there awfully fast. So the Rough Riders, bad field position, but we'll take it. It was a 4th down stand. across with the ball, hands it to Dixon. Dixon is met by the whole Spring Hill team. Number 9 did not have anything to do with the tackle. Everybody else did.
Yep.
I can tell you who didn't tackle Dixon that time. They had that one read. For the first time tonight.
2 yards, though.
Well, I think maybe he went back the other way. That's a loss of 2. And they hand it to him again.
Okay.
See what happens this time. He cuts back against the grain. He's across the 10. He makes a man miss. He holds on for dear life, and everybody catches up. So tackle him without a big gain, but I think he's going to make the Ray Jones first down.
Dixon just refusing to go down on that play.
Yeah, and I respect whoever that was, holding on to his shirt or his towel or whatever he grabbed to hold on. He was going skiing.
They did not want to let him get away.
What down? Is it third down?
It is actually – they haven't moved the chains, so it's not a Ray Jones first down.
Third down.
It's third and very short, though. They looks like it's close enough to measure, but I don't think they're going to. They're telling the clock to go, and the clock is down to – nope, they've reset the clock. Now it's beginning. Big play here, and they just take it to Dixon. Why not? He gets across the 20. He takes 2 people with him over close to the 25, and there is a Ray Jones first down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Using a Chevrolet reference, they gave that to a Silverado 2500. He powered across. First down across the 20. Now he's back to pass, looking downfield. He has Lance Wilburn. Wilburn has outrun the competition, and he's got it. And he's not going to be caught. That is a great pass.
Man.
The Spring Hill defender who is laying down in dismay. That's number 9. He is a 11th grader. Cason Wilkins thought he had good coverage, and then our boy turned on the afterburners.
He did.
And Cross knew the afterburners were coming, so he threw it as far as he could, and Wilburn ran to it. That's about a 75-yard touchdown pass. That's pretty good stuff, Zach.
Oh, yeah. Center showing that they can do it all on this drive. Run it down your throat, and then when you least expect it, throw a 75-yard dime.
When Cash sees Wilburn with man coverage and a safety nowhere near, I would do that every time. The extra point is up, and no surprise, it's good. So the Rough Riders have now broken the 50 mark, 52 points to the Spring Hill 20. 52-20 here in the third quarter. We'll come back right after this.
Deep East Texas Electric Co-op is proud to sponsor football. They are firmly committed to the leaders of tomorrow, and for more than a decade, the cooperative have offered scholarships to local high school and homeschooled seniors in its service area. Last year, they awarded recipients with scholarships to assist with their expenses at a recognized institution of higher education. Their employees are active in our local communities through participation in volunteer groups, governing boards, church boards, civic groups, and youth activities. Deep East Texas Electric, proudly supporting high school football.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Rams team is cheering on the Center Rough Riders, and we're proud to support the Center ISD's administration, staff, students, and fans. This is General Manager Jeff Baker of Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and I invite you in to see the new vehicles we have in stock, as well as the area's best selection of pre-owned. We're all taking care of our customers' needs, and you'll have my promise we'll take care of yours. Come see us at Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Highway 96 North in Center, and go Riders.
All right, folks, welcome back. Was this the 23rd? No, 13th?
The 13th kickoff.
Lucky
this
13th
game.
kickoff.
Yeah. And that brings us
that'd
up
be
to
the
35 on the season. Shelby Savings Bank kickoff is in the air. It's way to the left and deep. Number 18 fields it and says, I think I'm going to take it. So he's to the 10. He's to the 15. It was a poor choice. Needing something, kind of a spark, decides to take the kick and didn't work for them. Got to the 15 instead of the 25 if he just knelt on it. Well, that's a good special teams play by the Riders. Happy with that one.
For the radio, 52-20. Riders up by 32 at this point.
And they've scored just every time they've had the ball, save one interception.
One interception in the end zone.
Right. And they scored every time they had the ball last week, except the last drive where they
kneeled, and then we ran out of time at half. So
did,
yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I forgot that one. 4 minutes and 23 seconds, a 32-point lead, but Spring Hill has been way saucier than I thought they would be, given their ranking and all. Home opener. He looks to his left. He tries to throw the pass, and it is knocked down by the huge mitts of the defensive lineman, the defensive end. And, of course, their shirts roll up, and I can't make out that number, but it's the last number is a 9.
Great pass by what looks like number – it's either 12 or 19. I don't know.
Well, we'll say 19, but that's the kicker, so I don't think that's –
No, it's going to be number –
It made a great play, that's all. That's all I can tell you.
Number 13.
Defensive end position, and it's 2nd down and 10. Well, guy in motion. They hand it off to the middle. That's worked for them, not this time. The whole Rough Rider team, minus about 2, are involved with the tackle. Cody Atkinson is one of them, but we've also got 2 or 3 other guys below him on the pile. We're going to officially award that tackle to number 57 for the Rough Riders.
Another great gang tackle by the center Rough Riders.
So they did gain, though, 6 yards. So it's 3rd down and 4. They've got to get the ball to about the 25.
Right, and that defensive end was Jakevian Robinson over there making the play.
Thank you. Here's the big 3rd down play. Quarterback takes it, puts it in the gut, pulls it away, keeps it, turns upfield. A well-executed play. He's going to get close to the 1st down. Yep, he's going to make it.
I don't know how I thought we had him tackled right at the line of scrimmage, but
he put it in the gut of the first man through, tackled the first man through. Had somebody to pitch to till the very, very last moment where he committed, and he just barely got the 1st down. He needed 4, and he got 4 and a foot. Well done, though. Good play. By the way, that was Brandon West we gave the credit to on the tackle on the 2nd down. So now the Panthers are back.
Stacked receivers at the bottom of Spring Hill's formation.
Now he's looking over that way. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Both the Spring Hill player and the Rough Rider defender got their hands on it, but number 4, the Spring Hill receiver, out-duels.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah, Trevor Allen. Great catch.
Oh, yeah. Brother to brother there. Allen to Allen.
Yeah, when that happens, the tie goes to the offensive player.
Tie goes to the offense, and so that was well done on every single possibility. Can't defend any closer than that. 1st down and 10, though. That's the 2nd 1st down for these plucky, determined Panthers. They're a home opener here, Spring Hill, week 2. The handoff goes to number 8 around the right side. He turns up, and he's got the 1st down and a lot more as he crosses midfield and gets tackled from behind at the 45-yard line by a linebacker trailing the play. That's for the Rough Riders, number 30. That's Jose Marquez, the sophomore, who ran him down from behind.
We just got fooled with the ball play there.
Yeah, and that's easy to do.
Yep. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. And we'll talk more about that here in a second because I thought we were going to stop the quarterback. But if not, he makes a great play and gets a 1st down. But we'll be right back.
Steve Tinkle at Center Tire Company knows time is money. And that's why when you pull into Center Tire Company, it's like a NASCAR pit stop. You tell them what you want, and they're on it fast. Whether you need a set of new tires for your car or truck, a flat fix, or just a tire rotation, you won't have to wait long at Center Tire Company. Name brand tires you know, hometown folks you trust. If it has tires, either they've got it or they can get it at Center Tire Company, 880 Hurst Street in Center.
Had a temporary pause for somebody who was shaken up. He walked himself off the field. There's also a penalty marker, what a penalty that they're talking about now, that they've prioritized the health of the player. Now they're talking about the penalty and moving Spring Hill back for whatever reason.
That looks like a clip. I mean, it's a holding. It's a holding call.
It was a big gain, and now they've lost yardage. It's 1st and about 17. So big turn of events while we were away for that one commercial. I have an exciting ad to tell you about here. It's something that sounds really tasty and I'm excited about. So when we get a chance, I'll tell you, I'll make a little, kind of a look ahead, one of those previews. Here comes the pitch to the right, though. And boy, he hits the hole quickly, but Atkinson is there to tackle him. Looked like he had a lot further to run. Tackles him right at the marker, but it's the marker that marks the original line of scrimmage. So they got back all the penalty yardage and maybe a few feet more. It's second down and a big 9.
Great job by Hunter to track him down.
Yeah, Hunter and Atkinson. Atkinson is my defensive player of the game so far. Hard to find an offensive one other than Cross and Dixon. You know, it's
they are amazing.
And Wilburn, I think Wilburn has at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's just, and it was 3. I missed that first call. He's had 3 touchdowns, so he would be in the discussion too. But on defense, Atkinson has been big, and this time the defense, along with Atkinson, he was one of them. When they were trying to pull the ball out of the first man through, the center defense just prevented that.
Yeah, Atkinson just pushed him back. Great play.
Found something there in number 21 on the defensive side. Lots of tackles. And since they gained nothing there, poor old Spring Hill, they had a great gain across the 50-yard line. Had an injured player and who's fine, and then a penalty, and now it's 3rd down and 9.
I'm surprised to see Spring Hill not attempting at least to throw it.
Here it is, the throw he called for. Has men open, and really he threw to the receiver that was less covered. Number 3 is who he was trying to get it to. Number 4 on the outside had a better chance of getting to the ball, but that was incomplete, intended for Jack Beckett. And good defense by the Riders, and it'll be almost certainly a punt.
It just seems like if Spring Hill wants to get back into this game, they really need to commit to the pass more.
Probably so at this point. And I know they're not really a passing team. That's hard to commit to when you're a power running option team. But when you're down this much, you're probably not going to make up all that territory on the ground.
Absolutely.
Here's the punter standing at the 25. He's going to pass it. They're going for it. He has a man open right at the first down marker. He's tackled immediately, but that was gutsy. And Zach, you're like a prophet.
That's one way to start committing to the pass.
An Old Testament prophet. Let's throw the ball on a punt right to the first down marker.
Yeah, wow. I would not have expected that.
My color man this quarter is Isaiah. Looks like the Panthers are going to be content with that first down to let the third quarter, come to a close. We will keep it here for the Batters Law Firm third quarter scoreboard. At halftime, we looked at the Rough Riders district. Now we go back to our county. In the fourth quarter, Tenaha leading St. Augustine 35-14, 5 touchdowns to 2. You can hear that game on 92.5 with Larry Pierce. The Shelbyville Dragons are in a war with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go, give or take. In the fourth quarter, it's 45-42. The Dragons lead the Hornets. That's a game. I think Don Wall has that on 100.5. Timson Bears and the Jefferson Bulldogs at halftime were tied at 22. Now, that game is way past halftime by now. They started at 7 o'clock, but suddenly Jefferson made it a game. Timson was highly favored, even though Jefferson's a 3A team. Garrison is way ahead of ARP, 41-13, late third quarter. And that is our county update. And the 2 adjunct teams from our county, St. Augustine and Garrison as well. Okay, I was going to tell you about Shires. This is something you need to know about.
Yes.
The food truck thing, Food trucks everywhere. Center Shelby County has some. There's a new one. It's called Fries, F-R-Y-S. And it's been in several different places to this point, but now it is on Sundays parked at Toledo Automotive, another one of our sponsors.
Yes.
Easy to get to on Hurst Street for fried goodness. Almost anything you want fried, you can find it. Give it a try at Toledo on Sunday. It's the fourth quarter. Here's the pitch off on first down. There's already a flag, and they're calling the play dead. Look like they might get around the corner again, Zach, for one of those, fast around the ends, but they had some sort of movement penalty. That was, by the way, number 10, Coleman Stout. I haven't called his name. He's a sophomore. He's been involved with a lot of those motion man runs. 5-yard penalty, first down and 15, ball on the 43.
And Spring Hill committing to what they've done well, pitching it outside. They're going to stick to it.
Early fourth quarter, Spring Hill way down on the scoreboard, but not in effort. Hands it off to the first man through. Several Rough Riders had their hands on him. It took all of them to bring him down, primarily number 14 there in the middle for the Rough Riders, Jamarian Smith. He's a junior. He did most of the work, and on that run, they get back to the original line of scrimmage after the penalty, second down and maybe a little more than, a little less than 10, second down and a big 9. Got to get to the 43-yard line. They're almost to midfield. There's the snap. There's the handoff off the right-hand side of the line. The whole Rough Rider line is there. It's a big rugby scrum, but they push it for about 6 yards. Shires, how do you stop that when you're just getting beat in a scrum?
I mean, that's just hard to say. I mean, it's just physical. You got to get in there because we're right there. You got to get that. You got to somehow reestablish the line of scrimmage back a yard back, and then just have enough lead in your britches to get it.
Ideally, you're lower than your opponent, but third down and a big 2 here. Ball on about the 44-yard line. There's the snap. There's the handoff up the middle to number 21. And again, the whole left-hand side of the line is involved in the tackle, and it's close, but they get just about 2 feet more than they need, just shy of the 40-yard line, and that's good for a Panther first down.
On the last 2 plays I've seen, it looks as though Allen is faking for a read option, and every time that he does that, there's a man behind him that looks as though they're faking a pitch, possibly if he were to keep it. So it's got to be a component that center has to be thinking about.
Every time. That's what this whole veer thing is predicated on, multiple possibilities. Here's the snap. There's the handoff to number 10 in the backfield. It's just pretty much a standard run. He's stopped in the backfield, but he spins away from the first man that gets him and makes some yardage out of nothing. I thought that was going to be a pretty big loss. Yep. Just a short game, but our Rough Rider number 14 was in there and grabbed him. Jamarian Smith, who's already made a big play in this drive, just missed him on that one, though.
Yeah, good run by Mr. Davidson.
Spring Hill, though, keeping the drive alive. Last time they had the ball, they got down inside the 10-yard line. Had a first down and couldn't quite spring it in. This time a quick pass to the right. Out to the flat. Number 2 is the receiver. He catches it. Checking his name is Richardson. They needed to get to the 31, did they? Real close.
Looks like they may be just shy.
Just about a yard short.
Nope, they're going to call it a first.
Shires, again, this is a passing team, an offense that we didn't think had much in the way of pass, that's passed pretty well.
Yeah, they've got some good plays. I think they're very simple, but, I mean, they're well executed. I think this Spring Hill team does a pretty good job of executing their offense.
There's the snap. There's the handoff. Nope, it's a fake.
That pitch. We got that.
Pitch outside. Yes, this time the pitch outside was not the option that they needed to go with, as several Rough Riders scurry over to the far left and bring him down. The person on the bottom of the pile is from the secondary. I think his number is number 9, and that's Colby Lout, the senior.
It seems like what Spring Hill wants to do is they want to keep their offense as simple as possible. I really haven't seen any play where the quarterback is dropping back and reading the defense and looking to find a pass. They've all either been specifically laid out pitches or just quick passes that are designed.
Second down and 12. Handoff. This time, big man, number 11 in the backfield.
That's how you do it right there.
Great tackle.
And who was that's getting up? It's only a short gain, and it was just a one-on-one tackle.
Number 45.
For the Rough Riders, made the tackle. And like you said, just the way you ought to do it. That's Dakota Carroll, the senior. Big old fella, number 11. I haven't called his number much, but he was not able to move the Rough Rider defensive end. Third down and more than 10.
2 stacked receivers at the bottom of the formation. Something to watch.
And he looks to the right, and he's going to be sacked. I think that will be the first time that we've done that tonight, because there was no faking involved. He just 3-step drop, looked, and was dropped by the Rough Riders. Probably the best defensive series the Rough Riders have had maybe this whole season.
Yeah, but and they're in an interesting spot. Really can't. Yeah. A field goal is no good. It's a long way to go, but a punt just doesn't do a whole lot for you.
Might as well go for it. Here, getting close to halfway through the fourth quarter. And just the way the game goes, it dictates that Spring Hill kind of needs to go for this. They got to get down to the 21-yard line. They start this play on the 38-yard line. The man in motion begins. Looking downfield, he is hit as he throws the ball. So 2 consecutive, 1 sack and 1 pass defense.
Pressure. Yeah.
Amazing pressure by center on that play.
Very good. And that's several defensive linemen. Hard to credit one person with either the sack or the pressure. So team defense for the Rough Riders. Well done. 7:18 to go.
Looks like number 14, Jim Ryan Smith, hit his arm on that play.
Well done. Don't forget Shell Mooney at Mooney's Emporium, where the gifts are always clever, always cute, always interesting, and sometimes homemade. Shell Mooney, Mooney's Emporium on the square brings you Rough Rider football.
At what time does Coach start thinking about taking Dixon out?
I don't know. Here's the snap to Dixon, and he is missed, and he's going around the end. He gets to the 50. Then he makes a man miss and jumps around him, just playing around.
Jeez.
So I'm going to try out this move. I call this the dipsy-do. Okay, give it to me again, Coach. I want to try one out called the triangulation. I mean, it's just playing around out there.
Until he stops making plays like those, I doubt he's coming out anytime soon.
But
no, we need to bring him out because we got this game won.
Yes.
We want to rest him up. We don't want to get injured, and we got to get other guys experience.
Exactly. I think that's an easy call to make, but he's going to get the ball again. And he breaks a tackle at the 40. He breaks another one at the 30, and now he could be gone. Can he outrun? Yes, he does. 2 carries from Dixon and a score.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
Great run by Dixon.
Crazy good. But what we, yeah. Was Cash Cross the quarterback on that play?
It was T.J. Bellin on that play.
T.J. Bellin, who normally lines up at receiver. Now we know who the backup quarterback is. I didn't really know for sure. So they did pull Cross. They didn't pull Dixon, and the Rough Riders now have 58 on the board to the Spring Hill 20.
That should be the end of the night for Dixon as well.
You would think. You would think. Time to bring some other folks in. But yeah, 2 handoffs to him, and he scores. And this is the best-looking kick I've seen all season. He's still perfect, and the Rough Riders are close to 60, 59-20, with 6:48 to go. We'll be right back.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
All right, folks, welcome back for it's the 14th or 15th?
This is the 14th kickoff, yeah. 14th Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. And another touchdown where there was only one Ray Jones first down, and we didn't stop in the State Farm red zone. They usually score from outside of all that, and Caden Dixon had a pretty good series there. 2
Guess
carries
who's
and a
back?
touchdown. Hi, Keaton.
It's me. It's Keaton.
Go ahead and call this play.
Okay. So he kicks the ball, and then he catches the ball, and he holds on to the ball.
You might be good at this.
A lot of people say that they don't think I have a future in broadcasting, and to them I say, did you not hear that
Did you
call
just hear that?
right there?
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Aikman, Emmett, touchdown.
Yeah, that's all they had to say.
Pat Summerall, baby.
Pat Summerall.
You know, me and Pat Summerall have a lot in common. We both have an A in our names.
That's all you need to know. Stick around for the Wiggins Farms postgame show. It's going to be a good one after this play. I'll tell you what we hope to accomplish.
Am I doing play-by-play? Or are you
Yeah,
doing
you do the
play-by-play?
oh. Yeah, you're the man.
Oh, I see. When you told me that I was doing that, I just thought you meant that one time.
Nope, there's a timeout for the Rough Riders. That gives me a chance to tell you exactly what. Thank you very much, Coach. I Appreciate that.
Yes.
Wiggins Farms brings the postgame show. It's going to be a good one. It's always fun when you win. Zach and I will go down on the field, and we will talk to our Center Motor Company player of the game, which we have to decide on. And, of course, we'll talk to Coach Meeks as well in the JBA Coach Talk segment. You guys, while we're gone, will find something to smile about with Wyndham Family Dental, something that was just cool, whether it was on the field or not, and the Dairy Queen play of the night. Also, if we have time and it works out, and I think it will, we'll talk to our cheerleader, Sarah Hall, again. We talked to her before the game, but nobody heard it. We were not on the air, so we'll try and do that again.
We were on the air in some multiverse.
Yeah.
Make sure to tell Sarah that that was not my fault.
That's right. You could not have done a single thing about it. All that's coming up on the Wiggins Farmers postgame show right after this contest.
All right, everyone, let's set back up where we are. First down and 10, 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the ball game. The Center Rough Riders lead by a score of 59-20. Panthers snap the ball into a quick handoff. He's met at the line by a host of riders, but drags them down over the span of about 5 yards right there. You know, I missed the entire third quarter. What's been what y'all have been talking about in here about the Spring Hill Panthers offense?
Offenses look good. They move the ball really well, and then just kind of shot themselves in the foot.
I think they execute the offense well. They clearly know it. The riders have too much physicality and too much athletic ability and they rise up and shut it down. But the Spring Hill, and then you have this.
Quarterback is wildly, desperately trying to get away from the rush. He throws it, and he thinks
that should be grounding.
Yeah, he's throwing it away. There was nobody out there but a Rough Rider defender. So what will they call? How will they call that?
There's going to be nothing.
Okay.
Hey, looks like it's going to be a quick break on the field. Let's take one as well. We'll be right back right after this.
Mangum Funeral Home provides funeral, burial, and cremation services for the East Texas area. The new owners, Tony and Tracy Willoughby, as well as the licensed professional staff, are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 936-598-3341 or stop by for a visit at 420 St. Augustine Street in Center. Mangum Funeral Home prides themselves on providing prompt, compassionate service during life's most difficult times.
Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine has parts and supplies for cars, pickup trucks, and commercial trucks, even farm and agriculture. If you're needing hydraulics and heavy-duty filters or brakes and shoes, this is your one-stop shop. Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine stocks popular brands of parts, tools, and accessories, and they have parts for marine and farming equipment. Owners David and Sherry Nettles and staff provide top-quality customer service at Toledo Automotive Supply of St. Augustine, just a short drive at the intersection of Highways 96 and 21.
So, Billy Don, tell us about Brookshire Brothers.
Well, they got just about everything. Got good produce section, a fine meat market, and oh, that chicken. Winner, chicken dinner. And the pharmacist is great, and the people there make it worthwhile. They always got specials if you pay attention. And that manager, he's a nice fella. And the thing is, you can shop at Brookshire's day or night. A lot more night after daylight savings.
Brookshire Brothers Center. All right, folks, welcome back. I'm Chris Wellington. What's on your mind?
No, I was just looking at I got some nice texts. One of them is from our old friend Clint Porterfield, who's been listening to us a long time. He says, I have a new favorite ad, the Yardbirds, when you say, leave it in your purse.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clint. I like that one, too. So it's third down and long for the Panthers. And they hand off, and they have a hole right up the middle. Well done. Made one move. And it was good for the first down, and that was the same culprit, Julius Hawkins, who's been causing a lot of damage. Keaton.
Really good play right there. It's third down at about 7, and 7 yards, well within range for the Spring Hill Panthers so far. As we go to first down and 10 now, 5 minutes 50 seconds left in the ball game. 59-20 if you're just now joining us. First and 10 for the Spring Hill Panthers. Set up in the same formation they've been set for the entire game. Quarterback snaps the ball, quick pass on the out route to the right side of the field. This play, Chris, they've done it 3 times now by my count. The first 2 times worked, not so much on that one.
Yeah, and I think it was just a bad throw. The receiver made the cut, and the quarterback just kind of led him a little too much.
The ball wasn't quite there for the receiver that time. That's going to make it second down and 10, but critically the clock is stopped. Gives the Spring Hill Panthers a little bit more time to run a new play and get a little bit more time for the game in the future. Again, they're going to snap, have a man in motion. It's going to be a quick handoff right into the Rough Riders. They're going to throw them back about 2 yards, making it third down and a long 12.
That's what you do. That's what I was saying. You reestablish the line of scrimmage back there before that runner gets any momentum, and you just crush him, and that's what they did.
Keaton, our keys to the second half were to feel good about this game, the defense needs to pitch a shutout in the second half. And although Spring Hill threatened a couple of times, they've gained a lot of yards. So far, it's a shutout.
A shutout is one of those things where you can get as many people on base as you want, but as long as they do not score, Spring Hill Panthers have not scored quite yet.
What's you and these baseball analogies?
I like baseball.
I like baseball.
But I also like third down and 12. Quarterback drops it back, throws a long line drive that is intercepted at the 50-yard line. It is being returned. He is at the 30, and he is going to be shedding tackles, and he is not down as he takes that all the way into the end zone. That's number 2. Who's number 2?
Timothy Johnson would not be denied.
Timothy Johnson was not denied and took that all the way to the end zone. The defense, by the way, pitching more and more of a shutout as we speak.
And I set you up and I messed up. They actually did score on their first possession with that long run, remember? And they missed the extra point. But so it's not a shutout, but it's looked a lot better in the third quarter.
Right, and that's the thing that you want to see is as long as there is improvement that shows that the halftime visit by the coaches was effective, whatever they said in there. Obviously, it rung true for the defense. As we come in for the extra point now, our kicker has, I don't want to jinx him, but our kicker is perfect on extra points for this game. And number 7 back there, the middle schooler, finally dropped one.
Rough Riders big lead late fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a residential, lake, commercial, acreage, farm, or ranch property? This is Alma Jaimez, part of the home team at Town & Country Real Estate, and we have over 50 years experience in selling beautiful East Texas and are now licensed in Louisiana. I would love to assist you with all of your real estate needs, so please call me at 936-488-9988 or come by 114 Nacogdoches Street on the square in downtown center. Hablo español.
Covington Lumber and Building Supplies is in the capable hand of a third generation of Covingtons. For shingles for your roof, to carpet for your floors, to Farrell Calhoun paint for the walls, bathroom fixtures, and everything in between, Covington's has it, as well as all the lumber you can shake a stick at. Lumber for your home or for other fun projects. You find it all at Covington's.
Everybody, welcome back. Got 4:41 to go in the ball game. Riders up 66-20.
It's the 15th Shelby Savings Bank kickoff, which makes it the 37th in 2 games.
Quick math. Can you do that? 37 divided by 2?
Boom.
You don't have to. That kick is going to be out of bounds, which, as we know, flag thrown by the officials. You just can't kick a kickoff out of bounds.
You're asking me to average the kickoff.
Yes, I was
18 and a half.
18 and a half. Yeah. Well, that was about 17 and a half seconds too late for that to be valuable. But, hey, it's okay.
22 kickoffs last week. The game just drug on and on and on. This time, though, the Rough Riders pick it right back up. They have 66 points. Last year when they played the Panthers, they scored 63. And they came in tonight as 49-point favorites, and they've just about reached that now. As the second half has been really all center.
I've been taking a lot of business classes this semester, and they talk about positive net incremental improvements. And 63 points last year to 66 points this year. That shows good. That's good.
That's an incremental improvement.
Yep, on the margin.
Take it, man.
First down now for the Spring Hill Panthers on the 30-yard line. They're going to send a man in motion, hand off right down the middle, and he's going to be met at the line by a host of center Rough Riders. Going to be taken down now, second down, and about 9, maybe 8.5. We'll call it. In fact, we'll call it second down and 8. Spring Hill Panthers.
A lot of folks on both sides that didn't start the ball game. In at quarterback, Carson Johnson, the 11th grader for the Spring Hill Panthers. A whole lot of Rough Riders, including our middle linebacker, number 20, Jaden Kawakikaya, the senior. I don't believe he started the game. A lot of folks in there that are new.
Second down now for the Spring Hill Panthers. Hard count by the quarterback. He keeps the ball, takes it on the outside. Everyone is fooled. And he meets a Rough Rider, lowers his shoulder, and keeps running, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. It'll make it 1st and 10 in Rough Rider territory for the Spring Hill Panthers. Really good play there by the quarterback, wouldn't you say?
Lowered his shoulder and ran through a surprise at Jacaden Rogers, who I think thought he was going to be able to push him out of bounds, but he lowered his shoulder and kept going.
Really
that play worked like it's supposed to. I mean, we did not have containment.
No containment there by the Rough Riders. 1st and 10 now for the Panthers with roughly 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game. Quarterback is going to hand the ball off to the running back as he takes it up to the middle, and he is going to drag his way to the 40-yard line. That right there is a good old-fashioned match at tug of war.
That's what
I've ever seen one.
A summer camp tug of war. Trevor Lester, senior defensive lineman, one of the many in on the tackle.
He's going to make it 2nd down and call it 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Spring Hill Panthers. The clock's still rolling, of course. 3 minutes left in the ball game. Rough Riders up 66-20. Quarterback is back in, I don't know what to call that formation, but he fakes the handoff, doesn't go with the option, and is immediately tackled down for a loss of about 2 yards, making it 3rd down and 7 for the Spring Hill Panthers.
He got swallowed up
by Orlarian Moore and others. Hey, in the postgame show, we're going to give you the Dairy Queen Play of the Game and the Center Motor Company Player of the Game. Any nominations for the player?
Caden Nixon.
Got to. Not so much. I mean, Cash had a good game, but I don't know Player of the Game type game. If there are any other nominees, we'll get them here after this.
3rd down for the Spring Hill Panthers. Handed off right up the middle to the running back, and he is met and tripped up. Gains back the yards that they lost on the last play, but not going to be enough. Going to make it 4th down and 5 again for the Spring Hill Panthers.
Good interior defense. Number 27, Dante Moore, the junior, in on that one, and many others. Could be the last offensive play for the Panthers if they don't convert.
This is the time you grab deep in your bag of plays, your bag of tricks. You go to the one that works the best, the one at practice that has been firing on all cylinders as the Panthers go for that play. It's a handoff that is going to move the chains for the Spring Hill Panthers, barring any flags, which I don't see.
Good
1st down and 10 with 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the ball game.
Braden Davidson, the running back, is a big old boy.
Yep.
First time he got the ball, he was knocked down immediately. That time he powered forward for a 1st down. Well, I'll be glad to see who your player of the game is. We're going to interview him. Zach and I are going to head down there, and we're going to hand it over to you guys.
All righty. Have a safe trip down there. It's a whole lot of steps. I know how hard that is for you nowadays. I'm joking. 1st down for the Panthers as he sends a line drive right to a center defender. Center defender goes right through his hands, and the ball is going to fall harmlessly into the dirt. Again,
that was almost picked off.
That was almost a great play by the Center Rough Riders. Instead, it's a play that nothing bad happens, but nothing good happens either. Shires, when you played, were you on offense or defense mostly?
Well, good part of my career, I played both, and then my senior year, I was exclusively the center.
Well, I'll have more questions after this 2nd down play.
Oh, nice. Number 14.
Immediately wrapped up, but there's a flag on the play.
What?
We'll be back to that in a second.
Marion Smith.
When you were on the team, did y'all ever make fun of guys if they dropped an interception like that? Was that something that they would have to live down?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a penalty on the Rough Riders.
Penalty on the Rough Riders.
There's a face mask on the Rough Riders. Going to be automatic 1st down.
All right. Well, that's going to move the chains for the Spring Hill Panthers. It's going to move them up a little bit closer to the end zone as well. That shutout 2nd half.
There's not a shutout. They scored once already.
Right,
Well,
but
your dad was wrong.
The brilliant 2nd half of the defensive play so far. In danger.
The bend but not break.
Yeah. That's been certainly the philosophy for the Center Rough Rider defense right now. 1st down and 10. Quarterback sends a man in motion.
We fumbled it. We're going to recover.
Then it is recovered, and would you look at that? Bend but do not break as the Rough Riders get another takeaway this late in the 4th quarter, and that's probably going to do it. That's probably going to be it.
Probably take a knee and victory formation, I would hope.
I would hope so as well. Well, everyone, the score is 66-20, 33 seconds left in the game. That's looking like that's going to be the tune that we're going to be singing by the end of the game. Pending just the Rough Riders, a couple of kneels, and then we'll be heading on to the post-game show very shortly. And yep,
So only have to do it once.
A kneel. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the Center Rough Riders versus the Spring Hill Panthers, as the game clock slowly goes from 15 seconds to 0 seconds. What do we have to look forward to in the post-game show coming up?
Well, we got our coach talk, our player talk, and our cheerleader talk as we name our player of the game. We also have to think about what something to smile about, brought to you by Wyndham Family Dental. We'll do all of those things in the Wiggins post-game show, which will begin right after this.
Shelby Veterinary Associates and Center understands that your pet's health is important, and they take every step to give your pet the best care. From preventative wellness exams to vaccinations, heartworm tests, and flea and tick pills. Ask Dr. Mark Josan about the benefits of dental care for your pets to prevent infections and bad breath. Also offering a heartworm injection that prevents heartworms and lasts for 12 months. Shelby Veterinary Associates, treating your pets like the valued family members they are. Now carrying Simparica Trio.
All right, it's time for something to smile about. What do you think, Keaton? What is something to smile about in this game?
There's a lot to smile about in this game. Obviously, the offensive performance, but that is starting to become a normal thing.
Habits.
What?
My tubes in my babbies.
Oh, you have a toothache.
Yebbies, a tubes ache.
Well, you need to take that toothache to Wyndham Family Dental. If it can be done in a big city practice, it can be done at Wyndham Family Dental.
Oh, well, thanks very much.
All right, so we're back in the Wiggins Family Farm post-game show. Something else, we got the DQ play of the game. God, there's so many. So many choices.
So many plays to choose from.
I mean, there are multiple Caden Dixon runs, but I'm going to go with that with the 75-yard touchdown pass to Wilburn.
I was filming that, so I didn't really get to hear what y'all had to say about it, but it just looked like a perfectly timed, perfectly just executed play there by the Rough Riders.
So that's perfect. We're here from Dairy Queen, and I think we'll be ready for our coach and players right after this.
Father, for lunch today, I would like a salad.
Father, for lunch, I'd like one of those American cheeseburgers.
I'm a vegetarian.
Cheeseburger. That's what I need. Protein. Oh, when everyone in your family thinks they're royalty, take them someplace where they can all get something good. Dairy Queen. If you're eating a fresh watermelon, one that's fresh from farm to your table, well, chances are you're eating a Wiggins watermelon. Wiggins Farms. Tastes like home.
All right, everybody, it's time now for our Center Motor Company player of the game. One could be the player of the game probably every week, but this week we went ahead and picked him because he had some spectacular runs. And Chris walked us down on the field with our player of the game.
Thank you. I'm here with Caden, and which game was more fun to run in, last week or this week?
This week.
How come?
It was just fun, just running everywhere.
You really were. Last week you lowered your shoulder and ran over some folks. This week it looked like you were playing Barry Sanders.
A little bit.
You know Barry Sanders, you
yes,
do?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Phew. So 2-0. That's kind of the plan at this point. Next week you go and you see Dangerfield. They're pretty good.
No, DeSoto.
DeSoto is up next. We know they're pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Excited about that?
Yes, sir.
Should be. I look forward to seeing you do this again.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Thank you a bunch.
Yes, sir.
That's your Center Motor Company player of the game. And this, which one of you is the coach?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Amy.
You're assistant coach, and she's the head coach.
She runs the house here.
Coach, congratulations. First of all, what are your impressions?
You know, I thought we answered a few challenges we gave the kids this week. Did some things much better defensively. It's amazing when you play with a little bit of, enthusiasm and energy, the types of things that happen. And we created some turnovers, scored on defense, and, made some growth for sure. Still got a ways to go, but those things matter, and it was big tonight.
It looked good, and we were talking at halftime. We thought maybe to really feel good about this game, you kind of needed to pitch a shutout or close to it in the second half. That's what you did.
We did, and I'm gonna tell you, so Spring Hill, once again, just like Tatum was last week, they're really good at what they do offensively. It's a hard offense to defend. It's not common. And so you don't see it very much, and they do a really good job of executing it. The kids are tough. They run the ball hard, and it's hard when it's 3 yards here, 4 yards there, and we've got to do a better job of trusting each other defensively that my teammates are going to do their job.
Right.
And that gets us in a bind sometimes because we try to do too much, and then I don't end up doing my job because I try to do somebody else's. So, that's going to take a little time with the young guys defensively and trusting each other, and another few weeks. And we got a big one next week, and one that I know the kids are excited about.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll bring a new energy to practice next week.
It's got to be. That's going to be a good one. Looking forward to it, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, fellas. That is brought to you by JBA Financial. John Black was a coach a long time ago. He knows a little thing about leadership. So he left coaching, went into financial planning, so now he can lead you financially. That's JBA. Hey, let's hear from Center Motor Company, and we'll come right back down here hopefully and talk to our senior cheerleader, Sarah Hall. Okay, guys?
Sounds good.
County. What sort of thing do you expect from a good coach like Rick Meeks to prepare you, to make you ready for the game, to make sure that the good times outnumber the bad times, but that when bad times come, you can weather the storm? What do you expect from a good financial planner? Well, much the same thing, so that your family and you get across the finish line on top of the world. That's why JBA Financial sponsors our Coach Talk with Rick Meeks. JBA Financial and Rough Rider Football.
Welcome back to the Wiggins Family Postgame Show, live here on KDET and on YouTube TV at the NetSN page. Riders with a 66-20 victory here this evening, and so we're going to look for Chris Wallington again. Hey, Chris Wallington, are you down there?
we couldn't get her. She ran away, but she had something more important to do than talk to us. She had already talked to us, and the pregame show just had the technical problem, so we'll catch her again, all right?
That sounds good.
So that leads me to season versus. Instead of saying what would our record be if we played them 10 times, I'm just going to ask, do you think there might be one of those times that they beat us?
No, I think we've got too much. I think we have too much firepower, too much athleticism. Like Coach was right. I think it's kind of what I thought throughout. I think that they are a very good team in that they execute what they do very well, but just from an athletic standpoint, they're just going to have a difficult time being able to line up against us. Even without Dixon and Cash in there, they would probably still have a lot of problems.
I think I agree with you, Shires, and I'll actually go ahead and go next while I'm at it. I think we go 10-0 if we're being realistic, but because we need to have something else said, I think if the Spring Hill Panthers were able to put everything together on their best day, and we were kind of in a middle of the road day, I think that would be a very close game. But I still think the Rough Riders would pull that one out. I mean, we just like Shire said, we have too many good athletes. We have too many well executed plays that are really well oiled right now for me to see the Spring Hill Panthers pulling one away. It would take, in my opinion, a miracle.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you guys. So we're all going about 10-0, unless there was a miracle, and then it would be 9-1.
9-1, maybe.
Well, that sounds good enough. Well, we didn't get a cheerleader, but let's go ahead and hear from Gaddy's Medical. Since we didn't hear from a cheerleader in the pre-game either, can we?
Yes, that's one of my favorite commercials.
All right, we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Gaddy's Medical Supply is your one-stop shop for all your medical supply needs.
Jack Allen, where's my ankle wrap stuff for my sore ankle?
Your ankle wrap or your Kinesio wrap?
The old guy wrap.
The ankle wrap. It's in the top bathroom drawer.
Okay, thanks.
If you are recovering from an illness or an injury, Gaddy's Medical Supply can offer you the support you'll need.
Jack Allen?
Yeah?
Where did I put the raised toilet seat?
Check behind the door.
Right.
From crutches to canes to chairs, Gaddy's Medical is there for you.
Behind which door?
The hall bathroom, Dad?
Okay.
Okay, take care of yourself or someone you love with Gaddy's Medical Supply.
All right, folks, welcome back to our extra point segment as we get ready to close out the show. Chris Wellington?
Well, my job is to ask you what your closing thoughts are.
Right. So I'm with you. I thought the defense looked much better in the second half. We really kind of stopped up the run, put them in obvious passing situations and made them pay for it. So we come out here, offense does what it's supposed to do. Defense played better in the second half. And next week we will have our challenge. Because next week we will, I think, get a measurement of where we are. I saw that the North DeSoto, they were playing Airline High School, which was a big. They were going to be underdogs in that game, and I'm curious to see how that turned out.
Yeah.
Maybe Airline softened them up for us.
Maybe so. They were awfully good last year.
Yeah, they were a terrific team last year, absolutely terrific team.
And that leads us to what is up on the road, North DeSoto. That's all I had to tell you. I thought it was Dangerfield. I had my order wrong. Yeah, North DeSoto that's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to going and seeing that. Keaton, thank you. What are your impressions?
I didn't get to watch the North DeSoto game last year, but the word on the street is we're ready for them.
Will you go with us and watch it?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I'll be there to help.
Superb. Well, that does it for the Wiggins Farms postgame show. We'd like to thank our pregame, halftime, and postgame guest, Sayre Hall, who we tried to get twice, didn't. But Coach Meigs, we got him, and Chris Smith as well. We congratulate our Center Motor Company player of the game, Caden Dixon. Tonight, our final score, Center was 66. Spring Hill was 20. The Riders moved to 2-0 on the season. Keep your car running with Rough Rider Oil and Lube. And find it when you need it at Bob's Pawn and Gun Shop. Shelby Veterinary Associates, because your animal is part of your family. And Center Tire Company on Hurst Street. Three-point shot. It's good. Powering shot, baby. Red Horse takes it to the house. This has been a presentation of the Rough Rider broadcast team. Brought to you by Watlington and Shires Productions.